Right, we are live. We are live. Nice. That was a very climactic start, and it's not really gonna be able to be sustained. But anyway, because it is just a working hangout, it's not Thursday talks or anything, so I'm not gonna be wild. But I am doing some odd job. Well, I say some odd jobs of not really odd jobs. It's just some eBay listing, and then a few. Maybe miscellaneous jobs, and yes, they can be classed as odd jobs, but not that many odd jobs. Anyway, I thought I'd put miscellaneous jobs in the title because, well, I've not used the word miscellaneous for a while, and it's always good to use words that you haven't used for a while, because it's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, right, I'm doing my odd jobs, I'm doing my miscellaneous jobs first. What does miscellaneous actually mean? That was really good. I forgot I had pulled it up in another tab already, and that wasn't to do with actually this. That wasn't planned, but I pulled it up before. Anyway, because I couldn't spell it, that was the reason. Of items or people gathered or considered together of various types or from different sources. Of a collection or group composed of members or elements of different kinds. So can we say that I'm doing miscellaneous jobs? That wouldn't quite work in that phrase, would it? Miscellaneous jobs. Items or people yeah, oh no, actually it would. Yeah, items in terms of jobs. Jobs could be considered items, or the items are, I suppose so. I suppose it works. It works okay. Oh my god, we've got loads of people in. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting Tommy and Tracy, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Hang on, is it really 10 o'clock in the morning? Because it should be... I don't believe this. I don't believe that we've got Tommy and Tracy in the chat when it's 10 o'clock in the morning. That means it must be... What, 3 o'clock in the morning for you? What the hell, 4 o'clock in the morning? No, for Tommy, it must be 5 o'clock in the morning. That's crazy. That is crazy. So, we have Tommy, we have Chris, we have Tracy. Now, note this. This is what I always do. It's funny. And I'm sure a few people have noted this in other videos and have realised this is what I do. But whenever I do this, I do 1, and then I do 2, like that. Because I'm not going to get caught out by doing that. You know what I mean, anyway. So then what I do is... I'm not doing it. We're not. See what I mean? See? Now that was me going into defensive posture there, with me trying to be defensive, trying to protect myself, building a wall with my hands. No, you're throwing me off. See? You're nearly throwing me off, but I'm sometimes quite good with being conscious of things. No, I don't hate either of them more than the other one, because I don't hate them. Let me point that out. I do not hate them. For God's sake, stop trying to get me into double binds, and stop trying to bloody make me in the bad books with Georgina or Tracy, which I should be anyway, because of how, well, some of the things I've said, honestly, I tell you. Right, so no, we're not even going to do that. No. Oh, God. Anyway, I still need to... I've got your name wrote down, Shazad, because I still need... I've not recorded a pre-recorded video yet, but when I record a pre-recorded video, I have got to say your name in it, because I needed to give you a shout-out, because one of your cards you did. I haven't forgotten. I've just not recorded the video, because I'm not recording videos for this channel at the moment, kind of not much anyway. So yeah, I haven't done that. Yeah, so, if anyone's got any questions in the chat, you can do. But, I am working today, so please be sparing on the ads cards. Let me do a bit of work, because I need to do at least a bit of work. Why I come on stream? The only reason I came on stream was because I really felt like coming on stream. But I am going to have to do some work. The other thing to say... I don't know, maybe that was everything. Oh yeah. I think I just said this. If I did, then... Oh my god.
1,296 redeemed this card. How do you like more?
Do you mean who do I like more? Why do I have to... I'm not answering me. I'm making a bloody stand. You can't do this to me every week. Every week! Every week, it's the same bloody questions. And I'm going insane. Literally, look in my eyes. Look, I'm going in. I'm looking down there. I should be looking at the camera. Look in my eyes. I'm going insane. And you know that's sincere. You know that's honest. You know that's honest. And it's because of this. I'm having a bloody mental breakdown on stream because of Shazad constantly pushing me in a corner in which I can't do anything. I can't go one way. I can't go the other. And I can't not answer the question because I feel terrible because obviously he's paid for the ads cards. So what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't hate either of them more. I'm very appreciative that they're in the chat. I'm honest, I'm appreciative of anyone in the chat because they've come and they've devoted their time to spend listening to some lunatic rant on about how he's having a mental breakdown because people are constantly pushing him with the cards that he very created, which means that it's his own karma, and that's why bad things happen to people who essentially do things for themselves. I was going to say good things happen to bad things happen to good people, but that would presuppose that I'm a good person, and I don't really know whether I am or not. Quite genuinely, I don't really know whether I am or not. So, yeah, anyway. Can I please get on with some work? Please. Please. Oh, God.
You've got ads cards.
Extreme 1000.
Oh,
God.
I need to scrap these ads cards. Right. I need to buy the thing then. Let's buy it. What's it called? This is going to be very weird with my mum and dad. If they open this package, what's it called? I shouldn't even put this on my bloody eBay account because if I get audited by the tax man, I have to. What? Oh God. Oh God, no! I need to do it. I need to do it on like a guest eBay account or something, or my other one. Well, no, I could buy it on here and then just use my. Yeah, actually, that's what I normally do. I'll buy it, but then I'll use my personal card. Because to be honest, I could actually get away with writing this off for tax because, in a way, it's a necessary item to earn the income from the ads cards. See what I mean? You see, because Shazad buys the ads cards, and one of the ads cards to actually fulfill that order, let's say in one regard, is to actually buy this vibrator. And then it's kind of a cost of doing business, you see. So I could get away with it. Oh my God, I should be an accountant. I swear, I should say. Don't take anything that I say about accountancy on this channel seriously, because I might be way wrong. But no. Anyway, what's it called? What's the thing called, Shazad? What's it called? Are you listing your? Oh yeah, I don't think I've even. Did I see people before? Oh no, I think I did. Did I? The last stream, was that before or after the bad song came out? I don't remember. I don't even know if I even talked about it on the last stream. Did I even talk about it? Maybe I did. I'm not going to go into it again if I already went into it on the last stream. I just don't remember even talking about it in that last stream. Maybe I completely forgot about it. But yeah, so it's a YouTube purchase and a review write-off. Yeah, see, write-off. See, Tommy's there, got it. Yeah. So what is that actually called? The oh God, do I even have to type in vibrator into eBay? Seriously, God damn it. Can I not do the Durex Intense Delight Bullet vibrator? You know I'm not using this right on stream. I'm not using it on stream. There's no way. Oh my God. Oh God. $10.99. Rampant Rabbit. Oh God. Rampant Rabbit. What are these names? Mental. Oh God. What are these things? Jesus. To be honest, I could have done with buying this for the video. Could have done with buying one of these for the sex toy video. I was hoping that video would have been like I would have been able to get a few more props and stuff for it, but bugger it. You know what? I'm lazy. I need to be less lazy. Oh God, there's actually a graphic. Oh God, I mean it's fine. But I don't want to see that at 10 o'clock in the morning. But okay, there's a graphic. Oh God. Oh my God. Why is there so many graphics on here? Oh no. What the hell is that image? Oh, it's a woman's face. Oh, I thought it was something else. Oh God. Oh my God, that's far too realistic. Oh God. No. No. Oh no. Why is there so many graphics on it? I don't like it. God damn it. God damn it. Right, okay. What's it called, Shazad? Have we got a name for it in there yet? It must be a full-on hands-on review. What's it? Purple Thunder. I'm not getting a purple. I bet the Purple Thunder is about 50 quid. I'm not spending that. God damn it. My limit on sex toys is 30 quid. I never go above that. God, 50 quid? Terrible. It's not even on here. It's not even on here. Yeah, I don't even know. That must be an American one. Oh, I don't want to buy this. I don't want to buy this, because what if my mum or dad opens the package? It'd just be really awkward. I mean, it probably won't be that awkward, because, to be honest, they know me that well by now, and they know I do weird stuff. But the thing is, they'll think I'll be using it or something, but I am doing weird stuff, but I'm not using it. So that's even worse if you think I'm using it. So, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, I might have to buy it and then explain to my mum and dad what it is, which will be awkward anyway. But explain what it is that's happened with all this. Then, if they get it and they open it, which to be honest, they don't open my mail anyway, for, well, 80-90% of the time, right? You know, if I get a package, sometimes my dad might open it randomly, but it's very, very rare. So, you know, it should be alright. But even so, I'm going to have to review this thing on Thursday Talks. And that's at 7 PM, and my mum's sometimes in the other room. How the hell am I reviewing a bloody vibrator with my mum in the other room? That's just really weird. And if anyone says that's normal, that is not normal. It is not normal. Why do we keep getting these noises? What's that noise about? Yeah, that is not normal. That is not normal. Right, I'm going to have to move away from this now, and not buy it for now, because I'm still getting my head around this. So I'll buy it, and I'll buy it on the stream most probably today, but just give me a bit, I'll do some work, leave it to one side, get it out of my consciousness for a bit, then we'll come back to it with a fresh set of eyes, and then possibly feel happy to buy it. But oh, it's so bad, what have I got myself into? Oh, God. Oh, well, anyway, so, first off, I've got the lovely job of accepting a return, which is brilliant. So, that's my first job. I've got to accept this here. I've got to buy the label. Right, sorry, I'll check in the chat in a sec. I'm literally just going to accept this return very, very quickly. Oh, there we go. We've asked the buyer to post the item back to you by 1st of July. 1st of July? God, we get quite a while to post it back to you, don't we? Bloody month. Swear that didn't used to be that long. Right, okay, let me check in here. Oh my God, thank you very much, Tommy. Oh, that super chat thing flashes now. Oh, that's cool. Add this towards the oh no, don't, no, I'm not oh God. Oh God. Your new Monster 12-inch, no, oh God. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tommy. No, I will not be buying that. Oh God, but still, I appreciate it all the same. I've actually not had a super chat in ages, because I do the ads cards now, which I like doing the ads cards, because I feel as if it's giving something, you know, as I've said in the past, it's giving people something for the money. So it's weird, it's really odd to see a super chat. Bullshit chat, no, isn't it? Oh, is it not? Is there no super chat? I didn't know whether has there ever been super chat sounds? I didn't think there was ever super chat sounds. Yeah, I know. You know what I'm like. I don't have a filter sometimes. I just literally stream of consciousness. Things come out that really shouldn't come out, and I don't just mean the words. Unfortunately, as veterans of the channel will be aware. That's not to say that I've got anything really naughty out, but you know, mild nudity and stuff like that. Anyway, so careful you don't pop a naughty word in. Yeah, well that ship sailed, hasn't it? Okay, cool. I am. Bloody hell, he's such a slave driver, isn't he? God. No, but I am meant to be listing. Right, okay, no. I'm doing miscellaneous jobs first, so I'm doing I've accepted a return, we've done something. I'll respond to me. I have got a few messages, but no one likes answering messages, it's just boring, so I do some listing and then do the messages. Oh, Stuart Crystal, Queen's Silver Jubilee, Goblet Wine, Glass, 530 out, 750, boxed. See what the, it's on for £29.99. 10 quid? You are joking me. Now, really, I should accept that, because I'm meant to be getting rid of stuff, no matter really what the price. But can I really condone selling that item for £10 when it's a £30 item? I really can't. So I'm going to counter with £19.99. And if they come back at £14.99, I might accept, because I really should. But this is a problem, right? I'll tell you, this is a problem with stopping or, slowing down eBay. When you have to get everything out. There's this weird conflict in my mind. I want to get everything out, or I need to get everything out, but also I'm feeling, yeah, but I can't just accept any old offers. I can't accept, 70, 80, 90% off or anything like that. But then I think to myself, yeah, but really I should, because I've not got an alternative. I can't keep this stuff. I've got to get it gone. So then I'm thinking like, oh, damn, should I really accept a really low offer? But it's like, you know what? I'm going to counter. Even though it's not the correct decision in this moment, I'm going to counter. Because I feel that deserves more than 10 quid. You must be joking. Anyway, we are going to do some listing now. I don't actually know. I honestly do not know what I've got to list. I don't know what is in my folder of pictures. I really don't. God, what is in here? Right, okay. I actually... Do I need to transfer some photos over from my phone? Because this doesn't look like there's everything on there. And yes, some people might be wondering, hang on, why have you still got things to list? Well, because you said not long ago that you only had a few items to list. Well, yes, not long ago I did have a few items to list, but I've not done practically any listing for a long time. And that's not good. It's not what I should have been doing. So therefore I've still got a good, well, not loads to list, but still a few things to list. So I need to go up here because I swear there's some photos of stuff. Oh no, wait. No, actually, I have already uploaded those photos, so that's cool. I think I do need to still do a bit more photography, so I might do some photography on the stream. If I do it, it'll just be 5 minutes. I'll quickly pop in there. You may as well, to be honest, what we'll do is I'll go in there and I'll say to people, probably now is a good time to make a cup of tea. And then, when I'm back, people have made a cup of tea, and I'll have done my photography, and then we're cool. Anyway, so, I need to put these on, so I need to have a look at what I've got to put on. I've got some comics. I've got a random little old portable TV. Now, I'm a bit worried. Now, I need to go through... Does anyone else have this trouble, right? You put photos on your computer, or you've got photos on your phone for eBay, right? And then you do your listing session, and maybe the last item, or the last couple of items, you forget to delete the photos off your computer or off your phone, right? That's what I do to signify that obviously those are done. And then obviously I don't get into putting them on twice. But sometimes I forget to do that on the last item that I've listed over the last couple of items. And what happens is then I have a couple of items on my computer or on my phone in photos that obviously I already have listed. And I'm thinking that's what's happened here with one of these little items here. So what I'm going to have to do... Oh, nice. I'm at 910 listings. This is good. We're going down. We're going down. This is good. Right, anyway. What's this called? So I'm going to have to look on here to see if this one is actually listed. And it is listed. So I would have double listed that. That is bad. See what I mean? It pays to check these things. That is bad. I thought I'd listed that. I was thinking to myself, bloody hell, I've listed that. Don't know what's going on. The Ritz, London. I'll check in the chat in a minute. Don't worry, I'm doing my work. It's a working hangout, so, which is terrible for me. Well, not for me. Actually, it's terrible for people in the chat, because I don't check the chat anyway, as many people know, because I'm terrible at it. I just ramble. But when I'm doing a working hangout, I check the chat even less, because I just ramble, and I'm doing work, and you just forget. I just forget. Not ordinary people are very conscientious and very good with it. But obviously I'm low in conscientious. Well, not low, I'm just lower average conscientiousness, 46%. So, I don't really check the chat that much. Ah well. I've tried improving my conscientiousness. It works to a degree, but it doesn't work for, I can never be full. I'm never going to be one of these guys who 80% conscientiousness and who are brilliant and lovely with it and everything has its place, everything's ordered, everything's lovely and, all that sort of stuff. Not that that's just conscientiousness, but, it's a part of it. Anyway, right, I'll check the chat, then we'll do some listings. No, wait, I need to check that. Star Wars. Right, good. That one's not listed. I need to check something else now, just in case. I think, oh no, wait. I think that's everything. I think we're okay. Yeah, I don't think. No, hang on. Is that book? Let me type in book. Let's see. 54 results. Oh god, am I even gonna find this on here? Well, if I don't find it, I know it mustn't be listed, because I would have definitely put book in the title. Yeah, cool.
You've got ads cards.
Extreme 1296 redeemed this card.
I've already said this. Oh, for God's sake. Right, okay, let me go down. Well, I've already said, the girls, it's between Georgina and Tracy, as I said the other time. Actually, Z's not in the chat, and there's no other guys in the chat. The only person I could possibly say, because Georgina said last time that they'd vouch for you, is that from the boys, it'd probably be Shazad. Whereas last time, I did give a different answer. I said Zahir, didn't I, last time, or someone like that. So, yeah, probably. I don't know what Chris looks like. It'd be Chris Tyler in the chat. I don't know what he looks like. It'd be interesting to know. I am just looking at the chat, see who else is in. Right, let me check down the chat anyway. I can't wait to get my next big spender card. I am open to suggestions from the chat. Between Gorilla or, oh god, Giving Birth and Vibrator reviews, this channel can only go one way, I think. What is that? I don't even know what that way is. I really don't know. I would say that it could only go to the rubbish tip or something. With that bloody way of things. Do some work. And alright. Sorry. God, it's like being slaved. Well, I mean, it isn't actually, because I really am terrible at doing work. It's only because I have an excuse, and it's a very good excuse. And yes, it is an excuse. I'm not going to shy away from the fact it is an excuse. But I'm in what's known as a transitional period, which means that it's a good excuse not to do much work. Actually, I read this in... Yeah, I think it was Alan Watts' autobiography. I think it was his, or it might have been someone else's. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was his, where he said there was a period in his life where he had a 6-month transitional period. It was maybe when he was about 30, like sort of early, late 30s or something, early, mid, late 30s, something around that anyway. Now, I am actually starting the title of a listing here, so that's cool. Right, but he had like this 6-month transitional period where he was going from sort of one life in living in one place or something with a certain job to another life living somewhere else. And he had this kind of period where I think he was possibly living at a friend's house or maybe not living at a friend's house, but he was living somewhere else in the middle of this transitional period for 6 months. So, and I think, if I remember rightly, it was over a winter, one like autumn, maybe autumn to spring sort of thing. And that was when he did more work. Well, you know, obviously his work is different from mine. It won't be shortly because I'm in this transitional period. But I'm trying to do this now. Now I can't. I'm a man. I can't multitask. Apparently, I don't know. Is that true? I don't know whether that's actually true or not. But we'll go with it. I can't multitask. But yeah. So he was in this period, and he did do a lot of reading and stuff. But it was interesting because he described this period as like a period of respite as well, and it seems like these last few months for me and continuing till September is kind of like a weird period. I mean, there has been times where I've done quite a bit of work, but it is in one sense a period of respite as well. It's a weird period. But no, that's my excuse. It's not really an excuse because it doesn't excuse me from anything. It doesn't give me any excuse whatsoever. It's a floral design one. And it's extendable. See what I mean? Now as soon as I started to wind down the talking, then my energy was more directed at the listing. I just can't do. And now when I'm talking, I have to talk. I can't do the typing. It's weird. It's a weird thing with me. I just can't do both. Although saying that, I was on the phone to my grandma last night, and I was holding the phone, and I was talking to her, and I was actually listening to what she said, and I was drinking some milk. It was oat milk, it wasn't normal milk, but that doesn't mean anything in the definition of multitasking. But no, so I was drinking the oat milk, and I was able to understand what she was saying. So I'm going to take that as multitasking. I know it's a very, very low level of multitasking, and it's not even really worth the title, but still, I'm going to take it. I'm taking it. I'm bloody taking it. I'm a multitasker, me. Vintage brown carved floral design, extendable, wooden... wooden? Yeah, it is wooden. I don't know why I was thinking it isn't wooden. Wooden, it's kind of like a bookshelf. It's not a bookshelf. It's a, I'm gonna type book holder, book ends. The kind of bookends. Yeah, the kind of bookends. I'm gonna type bookends / holder. Vintage brown carved floral design, extendable wooden bookend / holder. Can't really think of anything else to put in that title. Let's go on. Let's move on. See how many characters it is. 9 characters left, so I couldn't really put that much else in there anyway. Right then, we're powering it. We are powering it. Diddly 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 doo. Skiddly diddly 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 doo. Diddly doo diddly doo diddly doo doo. Diddly 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 doo. Diddly 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 doo. Why is it updating the draft? I don't want it to update the draft. Bloody update the draft. Used. Let me, hang on. I don't know whether I've got any incriminating. That's too strong of a word. I don't know whether I've got any weird tabs open, but let me do this. Let's see. Are we okay? What? Right, okay, we're cool. Right, good. Oh god, I always get scared transferring to my computer, bloody hell. Right, we're okay. You don't want to do that. Right, let me check here. Does that show? Oh no, that doesn't show the thing. That's cool. Because I've probably got some weird files on my computer. Right, right, pictures. Skidabap-boo. Oh my god, I might have actually done 12 photos for once. Oh no, I've done about 10. I have done 10. Oh, who's that? Oh my god. Shazad, you've got enough ads cards. I appreciate it massively when you purchase them, but you have got enough. You have got about 500 of the buggers now, because every 10 packs is... Actually, every 10 packs is, what, 30? Or is it 300? No, it's 30, isn't it? Yeah, you must have 400 or 500 now. You don't need any more. Although, as I say, I appreciate it very much, but you really do not need more. You really do not need more. I guess you're probably trying to get the big spender packs. I'm not sure, maybe. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Oh, now why does that always come up? And then it goes. Does anyone else have that, right? That little thing comes up, that little photo quality issues, and then it just pops away. It's almost like a glitch. Now, what do people think in the chat? What price should we have this at? I'll show you a better view of it in a second on the first photo, but I've just got to flip these photos around. I want to flip these photos around. Right, so first off, we can see here, to give you an idea. Oh, here, idea. Oh god, I'm into rhyming again. No, we're not doing the rhyming. No, my brain just does it automatically now. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so you look here and you can see that obviously there's some rust there and there's some, I don't know, there's some sort of, something going on there. It's lighter than the actual wood there. I don't know whether something's happened there. Something scraped it maybe or something like that. But you can see, you know, it's not in perfect condition or anything. It's a nice little vintage item. You can see, so these things fold down as well, and also it's extendable. You can see in that shot there, it's extendable. Probably to about 50 centimeters, something like that, it's extendable to. So you could fit, you know, fit a few books on there. I don't know quite how many. I mean, depends on the size of the book. If you've got 500-page books, you're probably not even getting 10 books on that. Maybe 7 500-page books or something like that. But if you've got 100-page books, you're probably getting a lot more on. I've done a little rudimentary, because I couldn't figure out how to do it any better than that. A rudimentary, this is how long it is. Can you even see how long it is on there? Yeah, it's like 53 centimeters long. And that's when it's extendable, obviously. Sorry, I was right. So I said about 50 centimeters. I didn't even realise on the photo that it had said 53. Yeah, about 50 centimeters, so, yeah, I mean, if you like reading thick books, you know, I'll give you an example, one sec. Just read about. So, in the chat now, put how much you think I want me to, put how much you think this is worth. Not necessarily how much I'm going to list it for, because I'm just going to list it for what I list it for. But, you know, how much do you think it's worth, roughly? I'll show you this book now. So, I think this is this a... So this is a 400... No, wait, no, it isn't. It's well, with the glossary. With the glossary, it's technically a 500-page book, or very close to it. So, oh, sorry, I'm on that. One sec. Let me flip back to it. So this is technically a 500-page book. So you could actually... Because that's about 2.5 centimeters, isn't it? That's about 2.5 centimeters there. So that's... No, you could actually get a lot more than 10 on there. I thought you could maybe only get about 7, because I was possibly thinking a 500-page book is a little bit more than that. But no, I mean, it's thick, but yeah. So you'd probably get about 20 500-page books on there. But that's surprising, actually, to me. Don't ask me why there's yellow marks on there. Well, you can't even really see it. I guess it's turmeric. Now, I don't know why it would be cheap. It's just, the only reason I can give for that is that I do eat a lot of I have turmeric on a lot of foods, and I've not actually read this book, but obviously I handle different books. I did handle this yesterday, and maybe I had a bit of yellow on my hand from turmeric or something. I don't know, but it's the only explanation I can think. But yeah, that's one I really want to read. But also, I'm still in that thing with books that I get daunted by, fairly thick books like this. So, because when you think, like, if I pick this book up, that for me is a month's read. That I take a while with books, especially like if it's a 500 page, and especially with it being young as well, with it being, possibly a hard book. I mean, I don't think this will be that hard because it's more of an autobiography rather than a real, heavy stuff. But I still think it'll take quite a while. So yeah, I do still get a bit daunted, but I do like that cover. Isn't that cover nice? It's all. You know what? That looks quite 70s really to me, like 60s. More, I suppose it's more 70s than 60s, maybe, or maybe it's 60s. Well, it's in that era, isn't it? It just looks quite cool. A master physician of the soul in his insights, a profound sage in his conclusions. That's a good quote, isn't it? Why do I sing when I love you? Right, and let's get back to the computer. Does anyone put any things in? Oh, no, wait, actually, sorry, I have to go on here to go on here. Right, $24.99 offers. That's a bloody good, yeah, that's a spot on that, I'd say. Someone has one up for £8 with 30 quid P&P. I was going to go $19.99, and I'll tell you why I was going to go $19.99, because of the rust. If it didn't have the rust, I'd probably go bang on $24.99, maybe even. I mean, this is a push, but $29.99 maybe. Oh, is that someone else purchasing some? Oh my God! Look at that! He's gifted some to Tommy. We're seeing a lot of people. Well, we're seeing a few people gift cards around. Didn't someone gift? No, Andrew didn't gift any, did he? But someone else gifted someone to someone the other day. I know Shazad gifted one to, was it Lucy or someone? But I'm sure someone else did as well. Right, then let me check. Yeah, so 24. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because I'm trying to get rid of stuff, I'll probably stick with my $19.99. If I was not trying to get rid of stuff so fast, I might push $24.99. I think that's a fair shout. But then with just those little elements of rust and stuff on it as well, it's like, yeah, it's one of those. It's in the middle. Anywhere between 20 and 30 quid, really. And the better condition ones maybe closer to 30. But it is nice. Now, a lot of people would probably undersell it for like $14.99, and the only reason I know that is because I would have been one of those people in the past who would have undersold it for $14.99, something like that. And you could argue that $19.99 is underselling it. There is an argument for that, but I think, as I mentioned, with the rust and stuff like that, just little bits here and there on it, I think $19.99, just putting it a bit lower, just in line with those little areas of errors on it, basically, or little areas of defects, I suppose. Oh my God, what is Shazad doing? Seriously, he's going crazy. Thank you very much, Shazad, for the purchase. I'm sure Tommy and Tracy will be very grateful for getting some more cards. I know what you're doing now. I get what you're doing. So you're basically trying to make. So I know you're hoping that they get big spender cards in their packs, and then they ask me to buy weird stuff again. Yeah, that's probably what you're doing. Right then, so $19.99 there. I am actually going to put some post on. I won't do free post. We'll go 20. Have I flipped this back? Oh yeah, I have flipped this back. We'll do $4.49 Hermes post. We will check on these. I don't want to say it's handmade. It might be handmade, but I'm not going to put handmade. I'm going to put... oh no, it will be handmade. I was thinking homemade. I was thinking homemade for something. It might not be homemade, but... Anyway, yeah. Material, wood. Additional. Let's check these. It's not... I don't think it's antique. I don't think it's antique. It's not African. It's not Art Deco. Floral and garden. We'll put that because there's some flowers on it. Yeah, bugger it. I don't normally go into putting length and all this sort of stuff, but I know that the length when it's extended is 53, so let's just whack that in there. Character, family. No. Oh my god! Oh, right. I thought that was bloody another purchase then.
Redeemed this card. I don't sell any vibrators.
I have to buy. Was that £5? Oh god, it's just gone now. Was that 5? Let me. I can check on. I can check on Streamloops. One sec. Let me put this on. I need to go in redemptions. Check the card. Pocketing profit tier 3. No, that's 20 quid. Right. What do you want to? What do you want me to buy, Shazad? With your 20 quid. So technically now you've got 30... was the other one 5 or 10? No, it was 10, wasn't it? So technically now you've got 30 quid of my money to spend. Oh no, wait. Ah, that's it. I have to buy... Oh no, wait. I'm going off the cards here. I have to buy something from your eBay store, value 20 quid. Well, shall we do that now? What's your eBay store again? Yeah, what's your eBay store, Shazad? I'll buy something. 20 quid. Hey, you've made 20 quid off me. Bloody hell, he's lucky, isn't he? He's a lucky one. He's made 20 quid off me. Bloody hell. God, yeah, what's your eBay store, Shazad? Oh, Reselling Life and Adventures in hi there. I know, mate. Expensive mistake. I cringed. Oh, I cringed when you broke your windscreen. I thought he was talking to me. I was like, what expensive mistake? I don't know whether I've made one. But yeah, I get it now. I've standard pricing high with higher promoted. Oh, you've started. Oh, get it. You've started pricing high with high. That's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, that's quite a good idea. Yeah, so, Shazad, what's your eBay store? I forgot the bloody name of it. I had it up as well. I had it... Oh, I had the name of it. Oh, bloody bugger. Right, I'll check the chat in a minute. Oh, what the hell is going on?
Extreme 1296.
Right, well, good. We can do that when I get your name. Where's your eBay store? Am I on Chrome on this? Yeah, what's your eBay store? Whack it in chat, and then what we can do is we can go on your eBay store. I can review it like I've done before, and I'll buy one of those items as well while we're over there. And you can pick the item if you want, or I can pick it, whichever you want. But technically, because you redeemed the card, you know, it should really be you to pick it. But it doesn't matter if you want that responsibility to go on to me, then you can. I'll do that. So yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll see. Oh, maybe I could get some because you've got like all pharmaceutical things on that. Ooh, do you have... Ah, here we go. No, wait, because that's just making it... No, that's so bad. That's just making it my privilege. When actually, it should be your privilege to choose. Yeah. It's just I was thinking, oh, do you have any of that... How do you say it? I don't know how you say it. Manuka honey. Is that right? Manuka honey? I really want some of that. So, if you've got that... even if it's your choice, please, if it's your choice, just let me have that, because I'd love some Manuka honey. I don't know, you probably don't have it, do you? You probably don't have it, but that'd be good if I had some Manuka honey. Right, let's, well actually, let me check if he's put the YouTubes. Oh, yes! I choose! I might be getting some Manuka honey! Nice! Do you sell suppositories? What are you on about? Right. Well, Shazad, I need your blooming store, don't I? I need your name to go on it. Anyway, we'll do, let me do this first. I'll finish this listing. 1999. There is some rust to the How do you spell hinges? Hinges? No, that's not right. Hinges. Hinges. I think it's that. Hinges. Is it to both sides or one side? Nah, that side's kind of okay. So it's to one side specifically. Also, there is some. Also, there is. What even is it? Like some scraping or? I can't really put scraping. That doesn't describe it that well. Some. You know what? I'm gonna put. I know it doesn't really suit it that well, but I don't really know another word to describe it, and I really wish I did. But some discoloration. There is also some discoloration to the wood at one side. That'll have to do. Right, 1999 bangers. We've done. We're so professional on this channel. We've done one listing. We've done one listing. No one does as fast. You see, it's funny. The way that people fall. They fall from great heights. I did one time. I did 100 listings in 9 hours, and now you're lucky to get one listing out of me in an hour. That's terrible. I am bad. I am bad. I am absolutely terribly bad. I really am. It's not a joke. I know I know I sound like I'm being sarcastic or insincere, but it really isn't. I mean, in all honesty, I have fell quite badly. But yeah, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? Don't matter, does it? Just how it goes. How it goes. Right. Let me go back on this. Let's see. Ah, that's it. Extreme Pharmacy. Right. Shall we go and buy something for 20 quid off Shazad's store? Now, if I type this in the normal search, it won't come up, will it? Oh, no, wait. Oh, the first thing that comes up is bacterial vaginosis. Oh, God. Bloody hell. Right, okay. No, we're not buying that. Right. So actually, Shazad might have he's made profit on that form of ads cards. Right. So I can pick. Well, that's good. Are you sure before I go ahead and actually buy something, I'm going to flip back onto the computer here so you can actually see. Well, actually, I can't show you my cart, can I? Because that might have some information. I'm not sure whether I'm able to show you my cart or not. I don't think I will be able to. But so what I'll do is I'll select something and then I'll come back into my scene. This is terrible doing this live because if I make a mistake, I've literally shown some details, so I've got to be very careful. So I'll select something, come off the screen share, and then buy it. Right. Well, I don't need the dye. I thought that was something to do with shaving a beard, and I was like, well, I don't need a shaver. I can't even grow a beard. Right. What have you got? Categories. You got categories. Let me go to your shop. Is that your shop? View seller's shop. Vitamins and dietary supplements. Oral care. Ooh, oral care. I could do with some of that. Nice. Massage. I could do with some massage. Let's right, I'm just going to check one sec. Let me flip back to this again. It's a lot of flipping back and forth today, but such is life. Yeah, so you're sure... I smell something fishy there. Oh, no! Please, what? Buy Makuna honey. Nice. Are you sure? Are you sure that I'm alright to do it? Because really, the ads cards allow you to be the one to purchase. Like, you the one to choose what I buy. So, right, let me go for this one. Oh, what? It's not coming up for that. One sec. It's not coming up for that item number. What? Maybe if I search for shop. Makuna. Here we go. Oh, what? You're well cheap. Oh, God, I should... Oh, what? You're well cheap. Hang on, that's a 30 plus. 100 plus mm. Actually, you're pretty cheap. Well, I mean, you're fairly standard on some of the, like, the higher grade Makuna honey, but, like, the slightly lower grade, you're pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. So what's 100 MGO? Is that... Because I know it is 10 plus. MGO 100 plus. Is that then 10 plus? What? There's 100 plus. That's what I'm trying to say, yeah. Okay. So is MGO 100 the same as 10 UMF? Because I work in UMF, not MU. Or maybe it's different. Maybe it's different. Bugger it. I think we'll go for 100. I think 100's about right. Actually, no, because if I go 100, we're over budget, so I'll have to go 30. Let's go for the 30. Oh no, wait, there's a 50 gram there for $9.95. Okay, cool. Nice. I'm just doing my shop. This is so bad. Shazad needs to actually tell me what he wants, because this is like overtaking his card. I'm overtaking his card here. Which, you know, I don't really mind doing, because I'd quite like some Makuna honey, or however you pronounce it. I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but anyway. So, I'm back on Thingy, the store now. I hope Shazad doesn't actually mind me sharing his seller thing there, his seller username, but, you know, I've done it now anyway. He put it in the chat, so it's probably alright. Yeah, so this Makuna honey, MGO, 100 plus 50 gram, and we're going to get 2 of them, and then that will bring us to just under the 20 quid, so we'll count that as basically the 20 quid. So I'm going to get 2 of them, 50 gram, and yeah, I will enjoy that. MGO 100 as well. I'm just going to very quickly go back onto here again, because we're flipping around like crazy today, and check. Makuna honey is pricey here. Makuna honey MGO 30 plus Makuna honey blend. Oh yeah, I could buy that one actually. No, but that's a blend. I want like the pure... Right, no, you know what? I'm not going to get me coming into this. Shazad had said that one. We're going for that one. Right, so we're changing up here, actually. We're going with the one Shazad said, because, after all, it was his ads card he redeemed, so I shouldn't be swaying this. So, Makuna Health MGO 30 plus Makuna Honey Blend 250 gram. That's the one Shazad had said in the chat. It's $19.95, so that hits the mark perfectly. Well, not perfectly, because we're 5 pence off, but, you know, I'm not going to be so really ridiculous. What's the word? Scrupulous or whatever? I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to buy this one. I can't show you because, well, I might be able to, but the problem is I don't actually know. Or what I'll do is I'll go into here. I'm going to click the go to checkout, add to basket or whatever. And then if I can, then I'll show you. If I can't, then... And I was just... Sorry, I'm getting flustered because I'm just thinking in my mind. I'll have to do this with not my PayPal, because obviously this isn't a... Oh no, it is a business purchase because it relates to the ads card. So I could get away with doing this on my PayPal account. Oh, it's terrible, all this bloody accounting. Anyway, so yeah, no, we're cool on that. I'll check. I'll add to basket. I'll just check. Well, yeah, I'm on this one. Right, I need to go to basket now. I need to save a couple of items for later because I've already got a couple of bits in my basket. I am actually going to do this on my PayPal account, which is through my business, because I have worked it out that this essentially is a necessary thing for making the earnings from the ads card. So accounting wise and for tax, I should be okay. So even though it is a weird random thing of Makuna honey, and it looks like it's a personal purchase, which it weirdly is a personal purchase, but it's within the business. It's really odd. It's really odd. But I don't think I am doing anything wrong necessarily by putting it through the business because of it being in line with the ads card. So I'm going to do that. And just bloody... If I get audited, God, for explaining all this will be ridiculous. I don't know how YouTubers do it though. Well, actually, I am a YouTuber, but I mean the big time YouTubers, because you know the big time YouTubers, they like buy loads and loads of random things for videos, and they're just weird random things. But obviously, because they're for videos, they can get them obviously as sort of write off. But what I might do as well, since this is to do with the ads cards. And I think it did say on the ads card as well, or one of them it said on, maybe not that specific one, of doing a review, then I might actually do a review on this Makuna honey. So that might be something we might do next, it will have to be next week on Thursday, because I don't, oh no, I might. Actually, I might get this in time for this Thursday. If this comes in time for this Thursday, I'll do a review of this Makuna honey on this Thursday Talks. But if this comes for next Thursday, then I'll do a review on it next Thursday Talks. Okay, cool. It might be better with next one anyway. I'm going to check out now after 10 minutes of rambling. Right, we're going to check out. I'm going to do it through the PayPal balance, and God help me if HMRC say I've done that wrong. God help me, but I'm not, because this is the cost of being able to earn the money. So it's right. I'm lucky that I didn't put you on here because it's got my address on here, so that's good. Yeah, so cool. I've not got a code. I've not got a voucher code, so we're just going to go confirm and pay. And that's $19.95 going to Shazad there. So he's made a bit of money today. That's probably 1% of his earnings today. No, probably less, about 0.1% of his earnings today. But I will look forward to receiving that Makuna honey. You paid $19.95 to Extreme Pharmacy. There we go. So I'll just check in the chat there. Lol ads, you can even resell it to yourself at 19 quid loss. Stop for a minute. Hey, I fret because I like to do things in line with how it should be done with HMRC. You know, you won't see me going out of line. You won't see me stepping out of line. I try and do things by the book, you know. And that's probably because when I was younger, sometimes I didn't do things by the book. So maybe now when I'm older, I try and do things by the book. I don't know. Yeah, it probably is. It's a compensatory thing, because when I was younger, I didn't necessarily do things by the book. So now I overcompensate and then really be like, oh God, I've got to do everything by the book. Yeah. It's probably not a very generative psychological position. I could do with balancing it a bit, so then I've got a bit more, you know, the rules are there. I'm going to observe them, but there's going to be a bit of give and take, you know, and that's the balance of any good individual, really. Any good sage as well would do that, because they have this kind of ability to observe the rules, understand the rules are in place, but also have the ability to challenge the rules as well, and challenge conception, challenge society, challenge what we're doing essentially. But, you know, I'm not gonna, I was gonna say BS anyone, you know, oh yeah, there we go, I can use it in those terms rather than actually saying the full word. I'm not gonna BS anyone. I'm no sage, am I? there's no hope of me being any bloody Socrates, is there? So, it doesn't really matter if I've got an overcompensatory method that means that I'm more in line with the rules. That's just how it is, you know. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to balance that incredibly well. It's just a product of how it is. I mean, you never know. In the future, I might grow to be able to level that out a little bit more, but you know, there's always going to be an element of that in there anyway. So, with that being said, that random rant, oh, that's a good one. Let me go and do my second listing. I know you can't believe it, can you? We're flying today. Scooby-Doo, right. I need to delete those. Now, what have we got on here? Does anyone want any CD cases? Because I've got some blank CD cases. I don't know quite how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I've got to count again. No! Oh God! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh wait, there's the same. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, good. They were the same in the piles. It's okay. Oh no, don't open that. God damn it. Right. Clear, transparent, single, plastic, CD, CD-ROM, DVD. Do we call them jewel cases? Is that right? I think we call them jewel cases, don't we? Jewel case. Clear, transparent, single, plastic, CD, CD-ROM, DVD, jewel cases, times 21, job. Let's put job lot. You know what? I've not put job lot in a title for a few weeks. I like doing job lot. I like doing a job lot title. It's a good one, isn't it? Job lot. Sounds like a real... Has anyone else thought of this? Job lot. When you say it sounds like a real man's word, doesn't it? Job lot. We're gonna get a job lot, Terry. Yeah, there's these job lots coming in. We're gonna get one of these job lots. It sounds like giblet, actually, doesn't it? Job lot, giblet. You know. But giblet's kind of... I don't know. I mean, it's not really a masculine or a feminine word, is it? It's one of those weird words, giblet. Giblet. Yeah, giblet. It's a weird, spontaneous, random, almost childlike word, isn't it? Giblet. But job lot, job lot. And it's the way the word falls, isn't it? Job lot. It's like, it screams of masculinity. And generally because femininity is more sophisticated, is more... emotionally mature and all the rest of it, whereas the masculine disposition is, kind of for the most part more a little bit kind of emotionally stunted and stuff. So obviously there's many men who are emotionally mature and everything as well, but we have this kind of way about us in terms of a man where it's a bit more, a bit more kind of emotionally stunted, and so there's this like kind of cut off, essentially, like the word job lot. That the way it falls and then cuts off. Go job lot, like that. Whereas something like exquisite or multifariousness. Multifariousness is a quintessential feminine word because we have a lightness about it, and we have a simplistic elegance as well there that screams of this complex yet beautifully light elegance with which the feminine is brought in line with emotion and emotionality and complex thoughts and emotions. It's just multifariousness. It just screams of femininity and beauty and job lot. You know, it screams of that masculinity, which is, of course, beautifully rational and beautifully, kind of beautifully serious in a way as well, and quite, directed. Directed is a good word, quite directed, but it's got this really weird fall to it, job lot. Oh God, it's funny. I don't even know how I can talk for 10 minutes on a bloody word of job lot. All I said was the word job lot. What the hell? I just said job lot. Why do I read into it like so much? It's mental. I've got some sort of mental thing going on. Actually, we all know that. We all know I have. So why do we even question it? Right. Okay. It's not really video games, is it? DVDs and blue electronics and news office. Other. It's not. Let's go video games. It's not quite the category, but let's go video games. They're actually opened but never used. The packet was opened but never used. And I've got 4 pictures for this, like the amazing reseller I am. Nice little 4 pictures. Job lot. Just going down tip to get another job lot, Terry. Job lot. The other good one is, what's the other word for job lot? There's another word for job lot that people use on eBay all the time. Job lot. Job lot. Buy it now price. God knows what these. I'm putting these on auction. Bugger this. $4.99 auction. Let's get them gone. Someone will have 21 jewel cases for $4.99. Surely. You got to have them. I'm going to put $4.49 Herms because I'm currently sending things out with Herms and I'm doing the pickup. So I'll put $4.49 Herms. Right, that'll do. Jewel cases there, lovely. Transparent single jewel cases. Jabla. I actually need to go on Amazon Kindle Publishing because I need to check the poetry book and see if they can actually allow me to bloody do the... Oh, what do you call it? What was it I was meant to do? Buy the author copies, that's it. I can't buy the author copies. Can someone please let me buy the author copies? I want my book out. I want my book out. I was going to do a giveaway and everything. I was going to give away 10 of them. I was going to give away 10 of them. And I can't do it. Bloody hell. I want to get my poetry out there, into the world. It's just a natural expression of unconscious desire, isn't it, poetry? You want to get that out there, all that energy and creative force from the unconscious that's directed at that beautiful poetry, and then you want to get it out there into the world. So it's one of those things, isn't it? But you can't do it at the moment. You can't do it. I am working on my 3rd book, which I have maybe mentioned, maybe once, maybe I've mentioned it once, but I'm not going to be working on that incredibly in terms of doing all the formatting and everything for it yet, because I don't know what's happening with my second book, and I want to get that bit more tied up. I'm still doing poetry for my third book, but I'm not formatting it or anything like that. I'm on page 26, I think, at the moment, something like that. I'm going to do this. First book was 40 odd pages. Second book was 100 pages. Third book I'll probably do about 60 pages, something like that. Because I thought to myself, people probably don't want... I read a poetry book the other day, who was a... Actually, I'll get it up, because it, you know... Well, I may as well. Let me get this up here. Read this one here, which is... She's a young poet, you know, kind of like I am, aspiring poet. She's self-published on Amazon Kindle Publishing like I am. And she... what was I saying anyway? Oh yeah, so this book was about 50, 60 pages, this book. I mean, it's about 60 pages. Let me double check. I think it's 60. Yeah, just over 60 pages. And I felt that was a nice length. When I was reading it, I thought, I probably wouldn't want to read much more poetry than that. I don't think I would, you know, in terms of just like a single book. Yeah, I did, obviously I've done that poetry book with 100 pages, and I think that's kind of reaching on the maximum length. Like, I think maximum for a poetry book, really for me, is 150 pages, because... You know, you obviously, you want to read poetry and you want to absorb it and everything, but you don't want to read a 300-page poetry book. It's why you don't really see 300-page poetry books, except in the case of collective works. So, for example, you know, let's say there's been a poet, maybe they were around from 1823 to 1892 or whatever, I don't know, and then they do I don't know, Penguin or whoever, I don't know, whatever, one of these big publishers, they do a collected works of, and it's like a 400-page book and stuff. You see, that's never really appealed to me, because I get, when I'm reading it, I'm thinking, I don't know, for me it takes away from the poetry, whereas if you have like a small book focused on a specific theme of poetry, then you really get this immersion in this smaller amount of poetry that is kind of directed at a sort of theme, and then you think, you know, I really appreciate that poetry, and you go back and you read through it, and you really immerse yourself in the words and the feelings and all the rest of it that the poetry has to offer. So I think that really in future with the poetry books, I'm going to stick to around 50 to 100 pages. I don't think I'm going to... The only... what's the word? Exception. The only exception of that would be nonsense rhyming poetry, like Dr. Zeus or things like that, because that stuff is so easy to read, and so it's fictional as well, so you can absorb it more easily, and therefore you could read 200 pages, 300 pages of that, no trouble. But the poetry I do, and what a lot of people do, is very, very emotionally charged. And so to have a 200-page book or 150-page book of that stuff can be quite overwhelming. It can be too much, essentially. Whereas structuring it in small little books with a valid theme, with a certain set theme, I think is more where it's at with that type of poetry, essentially. And that's why you see so many poets doing like little prose books or little, well, not prose books, but little, you know, chat books and stuff like that. Like, I mean, you could possibly class that as a chat book, but it's not really. It's more of a, it's more of a full collection, that book. With it being 64 pages. I think there's about 50 poems in this book, because they're only short poems. They're only like one-page poems. So, yeah. Right then. I think I've done this. I think I've done this one. Let me double check up here. Unit quantity 21. Let's put CD, DVD Blu-ray. Right, there we go. I think that'll do. Right. Done 2. We've done 2. Oh, my God. I'm going to do some photography in a minute. I know I've only done 2, but, you know, I need to do my photography. Because photography is the best thing in the world. I don't even know. What is this accent? It's like a weird American. I tried to do an Australian accent the other day and I nearly got it. I forgot how I did it though. It was a weird. The back of the mouth moved really weird. It was like hair. Yeah, it was. That's it. But how are you? How I throw a shrimp on the barbie, mate. No, it goes off. Yeah. How are you? How are you, Chucker? How are you? Yeah, I've not grasped that the way to do that accent yet, but it's coming. It's coming. How are you, folks? How are you, folks? No. How are you? How are you? It's the problem is I've not quite got into that sweet spot in which I can actually do the accent and actually sustain it. So you can get into sweet spots with the action, with the action of your mouth and the action of your back of your mouth here, where you can do an accent and sustain it, and you can just slip into it. Whereas with other ones, when you're learning them, you can't quite get into it, and then you get into it, and then you can sustain it. But it's a weird one. But no, so I'm close, and the way I've been able to get to slowly start to understand that one, I was just messing around with my voice, and it was on that kind of farm girl one, you know, the American farm girl. I don't know how I did that one now, actually, but it's like, I'm a real farmer's daughter type, or something like that. Anyway, and I used a bit of that, and then I found that if I moved my mouth in a certain way at the back, I could just there was this like little tiny glimmer, and you may have seen it then a minute ago, of Australian coming through. I was like, oh yeah, that's how you do it, but I still can't get into it. And I think that learning the farmer's daughter type one, the southern farm girl, I think if I learn that more, because I'm not very good at that, but if I learn that more, then that might help me just slip into that Australian one a bit more. But it's accents, though, they are hard. You have to, it's crazy. Right then, what have we got here? Not got much else in the chat. I have added some extra things in your parcel. Look at Shazad there. Oh, he's bloody nice. Oh, has he already done it? How has he done that? Oh my God, that's so nice. Oh, she's had it. Oh, don't, you're gonna make me cry. This is the problem with being a feeling type, and with also having an overconscious anima. Google it, folks. I'm not gonna tell you what that means. Just Google it. It's easier. I get so emotional. I get so like when anyone does anything for me, it pierces me. I'm such a woman with it, you know. But yeah, that's just how I am. That's how I am. So what are you gonna do? So yeah, thank you very much to that. She's like, oh no, don't. I can't say thank you because I'm gonna cry. Oh God, don't. Oh God. I get so bloody emotional. Don't know why. It's like I don't have bloody menstrual cycles. I can't get this emotional. Why do I get so emotional? God. Sorry if any Christians are in the chat and you're hardcore Christians and you don't like blaspheming or anything, but, you know. Yeah, it's just, I do that. I blaspheme all the time. It's terrible. I don't mean anything by it. I don't mean to besmirch the name of God, but that's, I just do it. Right then, shall we do another one? Let's get the third one done. Oh, this one's sick. It's actually untested because I didn't test it. So bad. I would test it if I was a proper reseller. I mean, not that I'm not a proper reseller, but I mean, I'm not a proper reseller at the moment because I'm just trying to get stuff out. I'm not trying to actually do things really conscientiously and proper. But, I would have tested it properly if I was, actually continuing with reselling to a full-time degree. A full-time degree? How cool is that? Black, white. Am I on? Oh, one sec. I'm going to switch to the computer again in a minute, don't worry. I'm just going to type this title out. I just need to do a bit of research on this as well on the other tab. Oh, it's a digital alarm clock and a television. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that is such a cool item. You'll be able to see it in a minute, don't worry. I know everyone's going to go, oh my god, what is it? What is it? Yeah, it is a cool item. If you're into reselling, you're into reselling electronics and stuff, it is quite a cool item. XK5110. Anyway, you know what I need to ask people that I failed to ask at the start of this chat, which is absolutely disgusting of me. How is everyone finding the weather? Isn't it bloody brilliant? It's been brilliant. I've been outside reading my book. I've had my sun cream on. I've not actually been on a, what do you call it? What have you called? Sun lounger. I've not been on a sun lounger, but I have been sat outside. I've been getting a good bit of reading done, which is obviously brilliant for my course.
Cards.
Oh, what's this?
1296 redeemed.
Oh, right. You mean with my glasses off? I thought you were bloody having a go at me saying I'm not listening. I am listening. I'm just talking and listening at the same time. Oh, God's sake. Does anyone notice my eye, how weird it is? It just goes proper in, doesn't it? Just goes proper in. But I did, someone actually said, no, I think I'm just repeating myself if I say this, but, no, basically, what I will say, aside from repeating myself on the other thing, my eyes are okay, because I did get them checked out, but, yeah, I think someone said about my eye, like, because it was going in, it's a bit of a concern or something, but, no, it isn't a concern, because I got them checked, so it's cool, which is lucky, because it could have been a concern, I don't know. I might be one of those people who get, is it glaucoma or cataracts? One of the two. Because I think both my granddads have had either glaucoma or cataracts. I think it's cataracts. So I'll probably be at risk of having that. Definitely at risk of having arthritis. Actually, to be honest, occasionally I get, not arthritis, but just joint pain and stuff. Anyway, because obviously of my cerebral palsy, so I'll be bad when I keep saying to my mum and dad, I'll be bad when I'm older. Cause when you I don't talk about my physical disability much because it don't really bother me that much anymore. Obviously, I've lived with it for all my life, so it's not really something I feel the need to talk about. But I think it's interesting for me to. I want to understand how having a physical disability, a mild physical disability, by the way, how that will affect me when I'm older, because I feel like I really will like go downhill quite a lot, especially when I get to maybe 65, 70, 75. But, you know, if I get there, I don't know, I might not get there, but if I get there, then I can see how I would probably tail off quite a lot, and it'd be interesting to me to see how I would do. Right, I don't even know what I'm typing in now. Cream. What is it? Is it cream and it's cream and? It actually has passed its PAT test, but that was in 2018, so it's not brilliant, is it? Oh yeah, I want to put 4.5 inch in there. So yeah, I think maybe it might. I'm not doing too bad. I can see, or not too bad. I'm wanting to strain a bit, but no, I think it will affect me in a bit of a bad way. I mean, I'm not necessarily looking forward to it, but I mean, the arthritis will be interesting, just from a subjective viewpoint of understand. I mean, I kind of know what it feels like because I've had a lot of joint pain anyway, but it'd be interesting to not only see what it feels like, but see my ability to cope with it. And obviously, I'm ever the philosopher in that regard, because all good philosophers like to just essentially see how they cope with things in their mentality. Especially if someone's like really practically into philosophy. How will this affect my quality of life? How will this affect my psychology? How will this affect my ability to do the things that I want to do? Will it affect the things I want to do? Will there be any sort of override that can take place between my psychology and my physiology? In the sense that even though I've got arthritis, or I've got this, or I've got that, I've got the other, will it be that actually my psychology can become victorious in a sense with regards to regulation of my organism overall, not only just the psychology, but the psychology positively impacting the physiology in terms of like the mind over matter thing. But it's interesting. So I'll be interested with that. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't wish this upon myself, or I wouldn't wish this upon anyone, but there is a weird side of me, the very hell-bent philosopher side of me, to see how I would react having something like cancer, or having something like a serious illness. Just to see how it really impacts my mentality, and to also see in a maybe somewhat scientific experiment, or psychological experiment I should say, and to see if I can actually pull myself back up and become really, really strong even in the face of such an illness. Because we see it with people anyway. We see people actually, I mean, generally, like, people will go one or two ways. They'll either go really down, or they'll pick themselves up and they'll think, you know what, I'm not going to let this beat me. But, yeah, I think that, essentially, I want to see if I can go downhill, if I do go downhill, whether I can actually flip the switch and see if I can, like, push myself up again. See, it'd be interesting to see the flow of that from a first-hand experience, not from a looking at it in other people, but actually from a first-hand experience of me going through it, me potentially coming out the other side, and just seeing what the overall peaks and troughs are of my psychological experience with regards to such a physiological threat to my organism. Essentially, it'd be philosophically speaking and psychologically speaking, it'd be very, very interesting. But ultimately, to say that there is a little bit of disregard for kind of the people who have been through that, not out of choice. And I don't want to appear insincere with regards to that. Obviously, having cancer or having any sort of illness is a terrible thing. And obviously, if we could strive to be able to stop that from happening, or to be able to essentially at least relieve some pain for people, that's obviously a brilliant thing. But in terms of just my, I don't know, existential curiosity, I don't know how I would term it, but just that philosophical curiosity, or that scientific first-hand experience curiosity, I don't know what it is really, but there is something in me that thinks, I wonder how, because it's all about, for me, it's like, if I had that experience, how could then I write down my findings, and then how could that be generative for someone in the future? How could that's the way my meaning of life works. I always think, how is this generative for someone in the future? It's why I do poetry, because I think someone in the future, if I do these poetry books, is going to read this and they're going to decipher from that poetry the kind of experience I had, and then they're going to reflect upon that in ways of their own subjective experience, in terms of they're going to align my experience and their experience, and my meaning, my poetry, my things like that, my expression of creativity in that way is going to lend itself to give their life meaning. And in such a way as me right now creating poetry, I am giving someone's life meaning in the future, and that to me is the ultimate meaning, which is quite paradoxical in a way, because I'm giving meaning. My meaning is to give meaning for someone else, and doesn't that really say in some regard how actually the whole system of this is meaningless? Because if everyone's meaning is to give someone in the future meaning, then really there is no meaning. It's just an imaginative idea. It's just a fantasy, and that's obviously why nihilism exists in a way, and why there are a lot of nihilists in people, in terms of who think there isn't any meaning to life. And I myself am not a nihilist, but I don't necessarily think there's that much meaning to be gained from life in terms of an actual rigid, directed meaning per se. But certainly we could say there is meaning in the fun to life. There is meaning in emotion and experience and things like that. Not necessarily rigid, conceptual, intellectual meaning, but just very, very human, feeling meaning, essentially. And it's not to be sniffed at, is it, If there's good meaning there in terms of, I'm thinking, what comes to mind when I'm talking about this is, no, this isn't unblended, is it? So this is the thing here, anyway. It's this thing. Bloody nice looking item here. Black and white television, and it's got a digital radio in it and everything. And it's just a really nice looking item. It's is it in? I've not got a bloody. Let me pull this up on here. Ingersoll is the brand. Okay. But no, what I'm thinking of when I think of that human meaning, oddly enough, is a Spanish-like fiesta, in which is in the peak of summer, possibly it's about 8 o'clock in the evening. And I can see this image in my mind now when I think of that very human, subjective feeling meaning, in which there's a row of these kind of lanterns that are almost in the shape of a star, and they're made out of paper. And there's loads of people there, there's loads of different tables, there's, you've got like little nibbles and stuff there, because I enjoy that Spanish culture of the idea of these kind of little, I suppose, are they called entrees? I don't know whether they're called entrees or not. I don't know whether that'd be quite the right word to describe them, but these little things where they've got little bits of chorizo and little bits of olives and cheese and things like that just before your main meal. We've got them on the tables, and you've got people that, fairly dressed up quite nice, in dresses and all the rest of it. And you've got this, warm summer's air pushing through, and, people's hair, obviously I'm thinking of women, because that's where the male mind generally draws to. And so you see the woman's hair that's kind of draping in the breeze that's coming through, and people are smiling, and there's radiance there, and within that moment, without conceptualizing it, without intellectualizing, without rationalization or anything like that, there is meaning. There is meaning in the human sense of the feeling experience, the direct experience right there, a direct experience. And while we couldn't necessarily put a intellectualization on it of this is a positive or negative thing, we can say from our intuitiveness, from our feelings, from our emotion, that this is a meaningful experience, and that it is something that is is human. And that's right there, that could be then construed as the meaning. But of course, if you're going to put it into intellectual terms of saying that is the meaning, then another philosopher is going to come along who is more of a nihilist, who is a complete nihilist, let's say, and go, well, no, I could argue with you on this, and that's the whole point of putting it, when we intellectualize, then there becomes this argumentation ground, and really, there's no point for that, because the experience is the experience, and that's what it is. And that's all it needs to be. You don't need. This is why philosophy is a completely redundant field, because philosophy does not need to exist. Fundamentally, philosophy it's moot. It doesn't need to exist. Just experience life for what life is. Exactly what I was saying. That fiesta in the height of summer at 8 p.m. where there's these things on the table and you're looking around and you're absorbing life. You're absorbing what it means to live and be a human and to breathe air and to love and to look upon, let's say, your spouse is over there or whoever, it doesn't matter, but to look upon that person and in this setting and in this environment with other people as well, and with the bubbliness of conversation and everything, and you just feel so intensely at that moment humanity and emotion and power and meaning, and that's it. And you can write all you want to do. You can write essays and articles and scholarly literature all you want on philosophy, but that's it. That you don't need to. That experience is it. That is philosophy. That is life. That is all you need, essentially. That's why when I do sort of books on philosophy, I'm going to be very, very directed at the BS of philosophy. I'm going to be very controversial. I'm going to call out any people who are just BSing about, trying to intellectualize philosophy. Just because. See, someone like Bertrand Russell would hate me because I attack the establishment of philosophy, let's say, which is not I can't add that. I have to take that off. But I attack the establishment of philosophy, which is not a very good thing to do in terms of, even these days, it's a little bit kind of, it's still a little bit kind of, what's the phrase? Left field or something like that. Is that the phrase? It's still a little bit out of the ballpark. Essentially, it's not quite accepted. Within the fields of art and stuff like that, there's been an acceptance of all different forms of art and all different forms of what can be understood as art. But within philosophy, there's not really been this deconstruction completely. Not yet. There's been glimmers and people who are slowly doing it throughout the late 19th century and the mid to late 20th century, but there's not really been a full in your face, let's get rid of all these conceptions, let's just focus on philosophy of raw life. I mean, there's been little pockets of this. I don't know whether logical positivism could possibly come into this a little bit. Maybe that is, but I've not really looked into logical positivism too much, so I couldn't say exactly. I actually need to specify this as for parts and not working because I've not tested it, although it has been tested in untested recently, but tested in 2018. Please see photo. So yeah, I mean, there has been little philosophical notions. I mean, the main couple of people who come to mind with this is, obviously Ludwig Wittgenstein was one who, really understood the unconceptual, essentially. Now you had existentialism, which was about somewhat what I'm talking about here, but not necessarily, because what it did was it removed conception, but it didn't actually remove conception that much. What it did was it just removed conception in an intellectual way, and it didn't really look at the direct experience of life. It just said, we can't attribute any meaning to life, everything's conceptual, all the rest of it. And then you have to apply your own meaning to life, of which the experiential meaning, the direct experience, that isn't intellectualized in any way, could be a part of, but it's if you didn't really expand on maybe the kind of experiential side of the of this kind of unconceptual thinking. So yes, in a part that was in line with that, but it isn't also. But Wittgenstein really did challenge that, and then like even within like Jungian theory, there's a lot on the unconceptual and things like that, and moving away from intellectualization and stuff. And then obviously the main few people who really did this at sort of the latter part of the mid to latter part of the 20th century were Alan Watts and all the different types of yogis and spiritual masters and all that. I mean, George Gurdjieff, sort of the early to mid part of the 20th century did that. All the rascal gurus and stuff. But other than that, it's like not really seen a... The thing is, what you have in philosophy, you have this divide. You have the spiritual philosophers, and then you have the academic Western philosophers, in their realm. Although the Western philosophers and the more conceptual philosophers, they look upon the spiritual philosophers and they maybe pick bits out of them and all the rest of it in terms of bits and they may like. Generally, there's this kind of like projection on each side. So the spiritual philosophers don't really like the Western conceptual philosophers, and the Western conceptual philosophers don't really like the spiritual philosophers. And we kind of stay away from each other a little bit, but they maybe take little bits from each other, and they may, enjoy each other in little aspects. But really, there's not been like a real boom, a real like clash, a real like, oh my god, we've got to clash the two. That's what, so I'd like to clash the two. I'd like to clash the establishment of the very conceptual, intellectual scholars who think we're all that and all the rest of it in the Western philosophy. And I'd like to clash the kind of unconceptual spiritual philosophers who in some regard have an idea from a psychological viewpoint of that kind of bit more ego inflation and things like that. Clash them together and then make this really grotesque, weird, but also almost perfect love child out of the two that is this philosophy of life that actually, in a way, completely removes philosophy from the equation and thus is a fantasy, or no, actually I should say a phantasm of philosophy, in which is simply non-philosophy, not philosophy. And it simply absolutely removes intellectualization, absolutely removes anything from the equation. It's just like nothing. It's just nothing. It's just literally nothing. But I mean, really, what's the point in writing a book on that? Because if it's nothing, how can you write a book expressing your desire that no one should learn philosophy and no one should indulge in intellectualization of existence? How do you write a book on that? A book doesn't need to be wrote on it, because in fact, really, it's kind of what we're doing in a way already, because we all do have experiences of life. We all do have these experiences that I mentioned with the Spanish Fiesta, and we all do indulge in them just as they are, without intellectualization anyway. So therefore, it is an argument to be made that actually the book is completely pointless. It doesn't even need to be made, and that everything is exactly how it should be within that realm of thinking, and even within the realm of intellectualization, because in a way, the intellectualization of something is part of the art. It's part of the art and the feeling of being human. Obviously, poets fantasize and artists create as well and things like that, and they also kind of intellectualize and stuff, and scholars intellectualize because of that very feeling, because of that very base feeling of existence, because of that very open experience, and therefore the intellectualization in itself isn't a bad thing either, you know. So it's like, well, you get to that, and then you think, yeah, maybe I shouldn't just waste my energy writing a book. But then you really get down to it, and you really think, well, what can I do with my life then? If you get down to it, and the base meaning is just simply to experience life, what do you do with your life? And the answer is something that you feel, something that you really feel, that transcends life and death. And for me, it happens to be philosophy. And for someone else, it happens to be something else, you know. And it's about finding that thing that transcends life and death, as the Indian spiritual kind of tradition would say, your Svadharma, which can be spelt in two different ways actually that I've known: Svadharma or Swadharma, which I don't know which exactly it is. I think the Svadharma with the V is the Sanskrit way of spelling it actually, and possibly the other way is maybe I don't know, maybe it's in the Indian language. I'm not too sure, but I would imagine the one with the V is Sanskrit. So yeah, and of course it's going to be Sanskrit because, as many people have pointed out in the past before me, Sanskrit is the spiritual, you know, the language of the spiritual, essentially. Just as Greek is kind of the language of the intellectuals in a way, because you have Greek, which is like, I think it's pretty much the oldest language, the oldest kind of Western language kind of thing, or one of the oldest in terms of in terms of a real language that really set up in dominance. And then obviously Latin after that as well. You can say Latin is the great kind of language of the intellectuals and the scholars, although these days no one knows Latin, including myself. And I would like to learn Latin, but you know, it's just another thing to learn, isn't it? But anyway, so I'm gonna put this on at 1999, and yeah, we're gonna put this on at 1999. Let's put it on at 1999. It's had a pat test in 2018, so it's possible that it could go on for, you know, yeah. It's not tested recently, but it's you know, I think even 1999, you know, for that's worth 1999, that, even if it's like untested and everything. So, colour like cream more than black. Don't know movement. Power source is mains in it. Just put mains. It is mains, right? Yeah, it's mains. I don't know whether it probably is 1970 to 1999. Yeah. Right, that's that. Right, we're done 3. I'm popping today. I forgot the words to that song. I'm popping. And everybody popping. Has anyone seen that? Actually, that's what we need to talk about. Not that anyone on this channel it wouldn't necessarily be the demographic, but, well, maybe to a few people, but that watch me. But has everybody seen? I've just answered my own question there by saying that it's not really the demographic on my channel, but I'll rephrase. Has anyone seen, not as everyone, but has anyone seen the new album from KSI? My God! That album, Jesus. I mean, yeah, that album is sick. That album is sick. Yeah, so if anyone's seen it, whack in the chat what your thoughts were on it, because, God, I thought it was sick. And when I say sick, I mean sick in the young person good way of sick, not sick as in bad. Sick as in good. It was sick. Sick. I mean, I don't even know whether that's getting a bit outdated these days. People saying sick, it probably is. I mean, mainly people say peng and stuff now, don't we? Not sick, but... Oh, God, I'm getting old. Getting old. Can't say sick anymore. I think I'll only realise properly when I have kids or something, and then I say it one day, and then they say, "Why are you saying that, Dad?" And I'm like, "Oh crap! I've got old. Got old. I'm saying sick, and it's not current anymore. Damn." Doing a popping, and everybody are in a mapping, and do bit rapping. Yeah, it is a sick album though. It is sick. Favourite songs on it. People, feel free to put your favourite songs in the chat as well. I'll read them out in a minute if you've watched it. Not watched it, but like, you know, listen to it. DC Comics, DC and Marvel Comics. Okay. But my favourite song, I really like Millions because, I mean, when you look at it, like the actual song in terms of like the melody and the beat and all that, it's fairly standard really, but with regards to the lyrics, like the power of the lyrics, just because of how much he's kind of opening up in the lyrics, I just thought it was brilliant. I thought it was so good just to see him opening up about things and stuff about it. And I think he was talking about his girlfriend in one of the verses and stuff, which was really nice, you know. So I like Millions. I like Cap. I think Cap's awesome. Justice League. I quite like Houdini. What's the one like? Well, to be honest, I like pretty much all. I don't think there's a song on there I actually don't like. I was a bit in the middle about Domain at the start, because to me, what I see in... Is that Hunter? Wolverine. What I see, I was just saying, sorry, I'm just, I don't know, I was just looking at some stuff. Are these vintage comics or not? Don't really want to put vintage. Selection. Yeah, but to me, like, the whole Domain song, it kind of screams to me of just KSI's kind of persona rather than his actual, you know, who he is inside. So Domain didn't really like get me that much, but then, you know, I didn't really like it incredibly at the start. But then, yeah, I started to get on board with that. For actually, you know, for a hype song, for something that's like, you know, powerful and got a really strong beat behind it and stuff, I thought, yeah, actually, I quite like that. And I could start to see why other people like that kind of side to his music, and I know that that's kind of his typical style, that's kind of main style, but I really think that he should mix it up, and yes, still do that style of like the Domain style, but also do some of the style like he did with Millions. And the other one that I really like on the deluxe album was Tides as well. I thought that was awesome. That's an awesome song, and that had a real kind of, I was funnily enough talking about that Spanish vibe earlier on, but that had a real Spanishy vibe to it, I felt, with the melody of it, of the kind of the beat behind it and stuff. I thought it was brilliant. But yeah, so I liked that, and I liked, there was quite a few. I like, I like Bad Little Vibe, and I like Killer Killer, obviously them two, they're brilliant. But as I say, I really don't think there's much of a a bad song on that album. There might be one. You know, I wasn't too taken by A Night to Remember with Randolph and SEX. Now, I really like Randolph and SEX, but for some reason, I don't know, maybe I need to listen to it again, but I just didn't get behind that track that much. I don't know, I just didn't really feel it that much. And then, I don't mind Undefeated. Undefeated's quite good. Yeah, I mean, there's not... I'm trying to think of like an actually bad track on that album. I don't think there's a bad track on that album, really. What else? There's another... I like is it How It Feel or How I Feel or something like that. I like that one as well. Just so many good songs on that album. I don't know. I've got my thing open now, so Bad Little Vibe, Night to Remember, there's that one. Down Like That I like, but I've just listened to it. Oh, it's called How It Feel. What You Been On, I kind of like that one, but I think like a lot of people have given that one a lot of hype. And I don't know, I'm just not feeling it as much as other people. I think it's okay, I'll listen to it and everything, but I just, for some reason, I just don't feel it as much as other people. But, you know, it's still okay. But no, I can't, I honestly, that album's so deserved. I think it got number 2 in the charts. And the album's so deserved. Now, there has probably not been an album, ever, that I have liked, whether we're talking artists from the 70s or the 80s or whatever. There's not been an album, I don't think, I've liked every song on. Maybe one of Pink Floyd's, or maybe one of David Bowie's. The two that spring to mind, obviously, for Pink Floyd are Dark Side of the Moon, and David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Those two, maybe I liked maybe, I'd have to look at them again, but most albums from people, there's always a couple of songs that are like, oh no, I'm not bothering listening to that again. You listen to it once and you're like, I'm stuff that. So there really has been either none or very, 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 very few albums that I like all the songs on. Now, bear in mind, I don't really look at albums that much. I generally, when I'm going through artists, I look at single songs, so I don't really look at where the songs were placed in albums when the albums came out. So, for example, there might be a couple of albums from Queen that I really like because I've gone through all the singular songs and I like all the singular songs. I just didn't realise all those songs were in an album that we did, because I don't view it within albums. So there probably is more albums that I actually like all the songs from than I give credit for. But from the albums that I've listened to and actually looked what is on the albums from people, there's very few that I like all the songs from. And KSI one is pretty much there. I mean, bar maybe like one song or so that I'm like, yeah, I'll listen to it, but I'm probably not going to listen to it much. So, yeah, I mean, that's really incredible to do that with a debut album as well. To get me, so I've listened to music and I've loved all varieties of music for so long, and to get me to be able to, who hasn't loved, you know, every song on an album really before, to get me to be able to love every song on an album, you know, that would, in my view, that takes a lot, because I just don't do it. It's not something that I do. And so, yeah, to do that on a debut album, I think is phenomenal, really. But anyway, let me check in the chat, because I've not checked in the chat for 20 minutes or so. What you been on? What you been on? Why is this I can't even say it. Benomas? I don't know, Benomas. I don't know, they've just randomly put loads of full stops in the chat, but anyway. Oh yeah, Tracy's got to go to sleep. Yeah, you bloody better add as well, because it would have been like 4 o'clock or something, 5 o'clock. You'll be shattered. You'll be shattered. Yeah, dual case is definitely a keyword. Good, cool. A job lot of giblets. Oh my god, that'd be crazy. A job lot of giblets. Yeah. Bloody hell. Oh yeah, put them in pies. Oh god, no, I couldn't do that. Reseller Hub is in. Hi there. I think have you just recently started up a channel? I think you might have started up a channel, right? Adz, important question for you. TV listing. Does it have an aerial on the back, or does it just work off the telescopic aerial? I do not know. I haven't a clue. I'd have to go and get it, and I'd have to then go back to the listing. But yeah, that might be something that I best sort out and do, actually, because yeah, it might be an important thing, that. So yeah, I might have to do that in a little bit. I'm gonna do some photography. What's photography? Photography. Definition of photography: someone who likes observing fog. Photography. Oh, that's brilliant. That should go in the dictionary. Photography: a person who enjoys as a hobby observing different types of fog. Is it a very foggy day today? Oh, it's a very foggy day today. Oh, that's good. And then, it's only a light foggy day today. Oh, well. We'll have to go up to the Scottish Highlands and go up far in the mountains, and then maybe we'll see real pure fog. And what's the distinction between pure fog and not pure fog? Well, that actually has to do with the purification of the water and the density of the water within the fog. And if you get a real dense fog, that's what we call pure fog. And pure fog, well, that's the fogographist's dream. Oh my god, I'm so good. I have such a weird imagination. I have such a bloody weird imagination. Well, and I don't even know how many comics are on this. Oh, let me check. I don't know how many comics are on this. I'll just put a large bundle of duplicate. Actually, you know what? Duplicate comics. Oh, here's another thing I need to ask people, right, in the chat. If there's anyone there, I don't know. I think there might be a couple of people in still. Charity shops, are they opening on the... I'm just going to put $4.99 on this. Are they opening on the 15th? Or what? Is that right? Are they opening on the 15th? Because I want to buy something. And if I buy something, I will so do a haul video. So you might actually get a haul video earlier than you were expecting. Because as I said, I thought I might do it in September. But no, I think I'm going to... I've not been to a charity shop in ages like everyone else, and I just feel like I want to go. So, yeah. I think I might do do a charity shop one. Only to pick up... I can't buy much, because what I'll do is anything I buy, I'll just put it in a university box. So I'll probably buy some sealed stuff if I can find it. But I just really want to go to the charity shops. I really want to go. Thing is, though, I don't know... yeah, I don't really know how we're going to work it, because how are we going to actually open charity shops effectively? Because what happens in charity shops is you route in and there's loads of people in there and everything. They're going to have to limit it to 2 or 3 customers being in the shop at any one time, surely. They're going to have to limit it in that way. Otherwise, it'll just be... no one will observe the 2-meter thing, will we? So, yeah. So, I don't know, but... have they already been added? Yeah, they've already been added. Oh my god, I'm so shattered. I did only have about 6 hours sleep last night, so that's probably... actually, I think I went to bed at 1:45. I think I went to bed at 1:45. And I got up at just shy of 6. So whatever that is, 5 hours maybe, but still. On the grind! No, I wasn't. I wasn't actually on the grind. Well, actually, what did I do? I don't even know. I don't even know what I did. What did I do before I went to bed? Oh, I didn't do any reading. I was going to do some reading before I went to bed, but I didn't do any reading. I didn't do any of that beautiful reading. Any of the reading of time. I didn't do... any of that reading, the reading that I adore. In fact, I'm coming to the end of a couple of books, so I need to put a couple of other books on my bookshelf. That'll be good. I'm getting through some books at the moment, which is good, because I need to for university. I need to make sure I'm in a pole position. No, pole position actually means that you're the best, right? I don't mean that I'm the best. I mean a prime position. Prime position is the word I'm looking for, because I want to be in a prime position for myself, for doing the best that I can do for myself, not a pole position in terms of necessarily beating anyone else. Don't really care about that, to be honest, although it probably will annoy me a little bit just because of ego inflation and stuff, that if anyone's like really intelligent in the class, like, I mean, if they're really intelligent, that will probably annoy me, because there's always going to be like an element of, you know, looking at them like, oh, I wish I was, you know what I mean, not kind of competitive, but also comparison element. But I'm just gonna have to deal with that if that's the case. But hopefully, like, just people will be around my level. Like, I wouldn't want anyone to be like double my level. If someone was double my level, I'd just get annoyed. I'd be like, I just can't do this class because this person's always gonna beat me out, and it's just like, I can't do with it. I don't want to lose all the time. I have a bad relationship with losing all the time. Even though most of the time I do lose, and I have been inducted into losing quite a lot. PS2 and we sealed games bundle. Yeah, but I have been inducted into losing a lot. I always lose. I've lost so many times, but I think it's something with me with regards to intelligence. If I lose on grounds of intelligence, it's almost as if that's not, you know, I can't have that because I've got this weird evil element of me that I have to be the best, the most intelligent. No, I can't have someone being less intelligent than me, more intelligent than me, which is a very, very childish, competitive compulsion, essentially. But you just have to remember it. You have to observe it. You have to be conscious of it, and you have to understand that is essentially just something that is childish. That's something that is just simply sort of a shadowy compulsion, just a bit of a negative compulsion, and you can be conscious of it, and you can then kind of approach things with a little bit more humility if you are conscious of it. But you know, still, it's one of my weaknesses, one of my downfalls. And yeah, granted, it is quite a big downfall, I will say, but that's just how the game goes. That's just how life goes. It flows in certain ways, and with regard to psychology and also external experiences, it creates you in such a way, and it creates you with these certain strengths and certain weaknesses, and that's how it is. And other people have different weaknesses and different strengths, and that's kind of my lot. That's my kind of idea, and acceptance of your lot is a good thing. But I mean, also what is a good thing is understanding or trying to be aware of some ways that possibly you can manage that, or even possibly change that in a nice way, in a very human way. Change, not change yourself terribly, but just change yourself, or not change yourself in a big way, but just change subtleties about yourself that possibly, would be nice to subtly change. City Soccer Challenge. But then again, you see, I couldn't bear it. On the flip side of that, I couldn't really bear it after a while if everyone was absolutely stupid in the class, because if everyone's stupid in the class, like, you're gonna be the best. Oh yeah, but you're the best in the class, brilliant. But there's no challenge there then. What's the point in being the best in the class? There's no point in being the best in the class, because there's no challenge to say to yourself, right, someone's not gonna come out of someone isn't just gonna come up and challenge me. I'm just going to be there, oh yeah, I can brush your arguments off easy. Well, what's the point in that? You want someone who's just around your level, and then you can beat them most of the time. You basically beat them in debates most of the time, but one time they catch you out. One time every month, something like that. One time every month they catch you out, and damn, I better be on my game next time. That little bit of, you want that little bit of, I've always got someone behind me. I've just got to be on my game. I've got to be on my game. That's like, if you're playing the competition game, which I like to play, if you're playing the competition game, that's how you want it. You want that kind of... I mean, some people would say you want it equal. So you want to lose once and then you want to win once. But, you know, that would just annoy me still. I want to feel a little bit of me winning more. So then that's why I say, oh, well, it would be good to have like once a month, maybe once every two weeks I fail. If we're saying this in the idea that we have debates every day, 5 days a week. So 5 days a week, that would be then every 10 debates you lose. Well, that'd probably be about. I'd quite like that. I wouldn't mind that. I could probably stomach losing one every 5 debates. I couldn't stomach losing one debate, winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one. That'd just be an up and down nightmare. I'd just be up and down all the time. It'd be terrible. So yeah, I don't know. Like 5 would be. 1 in 5 would be good. 1 in 5 would be good. "2005, me, babe. Oh my god." Good thing though is if you lose, is the on the flip side of that, right? That's actually just cut off 2005, but we'll leave it. On the flip side of that, just putting does not apply because it's a bundle. Flip side of that, if you do lose every other day, you do. This is why some people would argue that that's probably the optimum, because if you lose every day, every other day, then every other day is going to be a learning day. Every other day, you're going to be thinking, right, how can I make it a win tomorrow? So therefore, losing every other day would be, that would actually be good. That would be admirable. But it depends on your levels of neuroticism, and because I've got high level of neuroticism, the up and down nature of losing every other day for me would kill. It would really, not physically kill me, but it would psychologically. It would just send me up and down, up and down, up and down. And I couldn't do it. Whereas losing once every 5 or once every 10, I could just about cope with psychologically because of obviously my neuroticism. So yeah, that wouldn't be so bad, but. Yeah, I mean, it is generative to lose. Definitely, I'd never say it isn't generative to lose, because, as I've just mentioned, I'm very well acquainted with losing. God, it's one of them things that I think everyone is in life. I don't think there's been anyone in life who hasn't had at least 1 or 2 losses in their life. Whatever it may be. I mean, you might win quite a lot of the time, but there's always 1 or 2 here and there. So, I'd never say it isn't generative. Now, really, the peak experience would be a human who could stomach. If I could stomach to lose every time, then I would have no problem with losing, because if I could stomach it, I know there's a very generative, positive experience to come from losing, in which you learn something from it. You learn a valuable lesson from losing, whatever it may be. Maybe it's an intellectual lesson, maybe it's a physical lesson, or I don't know, maybe it's an emotional lesson, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. Or maybe it's a lesson about a specific topic or whatever. You lose something, you learn something from it. So if you could have the stomach, if you could have very, very kind of low neuroticism and be very, very, very psychologically sound, and you could stomach losing every single day, just constantly, everyone beating you. I don't really mean physically in this sense, because that's just wrong, but I mean like, in debates or anything like that. But lose, and you stomach it, and not only do you stomach it, but in your stomaching it, you actually go away and you read more every day, and you lose, and you keep losing. That person, by the time they're like 40, let's say they're 20 now, by the time they're 40, they will be winning everything. They will not lose. They will not lose because they've lost so much and they've gone away and they've fought and they think, right, how can I not lose next time? Oh, I lost again. Damn it. Right, okay, how can I not lose next time? Oh, I lost again. Oh, it's alright, don't worry. Go away. Do more reading. Oh, I lost. Because if you can actually be so robotic like that, if you can be so robotic in losing, in well, just brush it off completely and then on to the next thing. If you can be so, just living in the present moment like that and just constantly going to the next thing and just moving on past whatever just happened because that's gone, that's in the past, and you're just in this moment, think, right, what can I do now after that loss that can get me a win next time? You can do that, but then you still lose for months and months and months and months and months, but you don't let it get to you, then, God. That person could turn into a dictator, because if they actually used that in the negative way, then they could be a very, very strong negative figure, very, very evil villain. Because they could, it's like Hitler and that. He had I'm pretty sure in World War II he had he got shot in the arm or something and things. So he went through a lot of crap and he lost and he lost and he lost. But the problem with Hitler was, in terms of his psychological development, was he just let the unconscious shadow just take over him, and obviously he built up this aggression and this kind of tyranny and this anger and just projected it and just but of course he must have lost so many times in his life, but he went down this horrible route, and then obviously he got to up in power in politics and all the rest of it, got properly in power, and then just went ham, basically went crazy. And that's the negative side of this losing. But if you can lose and lose but generate a positive, you see the positive, really, we've got two ends of the spectrum. It's like Socrates compared to Hitler. You've got Socrates, which is the generative side of it, and then you've got Hitler, which is the non-generative side of it. Just like you've got the devil, and then you've got I suppose you could either say the devil or God, or you could say devil and Christ. It doesn't really matter what way you do it, but there's these kind of two elements of it, really, which is interesting. And obviously, mainly, most of us fall on kind of like the middle, or just over to this side, with, let's say, Socrates on this side, something like that. But there are people who have lost and lost and lost and lost, and so they really go more over to the ideal man type thing, or the ideal sage of Socrates, and then you've got others who go more over to that kind of the negative counterpart of the Hitler, and therefore that's, you get, and then this, on this scale, there's all sorts of range. So you've got psychopaths, and you got this, or more over this side, and then you've got your dictators, obviously, all that sort of stuff over on this side, and then you've got the I don't know, sort of other philosophers, good philosophers who actually stood for noble things and noble truths and things like that. And you could even say, right on this side as well, in terms of not only Socrates, but things like the Buddha and people like that. But then, as I say, you've got this scale, so you've got all this kind of going on, and just because someone's over on this side of the scale doesn't mean that they don't have the capability to sometimes be a little bit evil. Obviously they do, but ultimately they've chose to sacrifice, just get rid of the evil and strive for good instead. And so generally they're mainly good. But you always see that little glimmer of evil in the eye. It's like with Carl Jung. I think it was Alan Watts who said about Carl Jung that he saw, because Alan Watts met him in 1958, I want to say. He only met him for a few hours one day, actually, as far as his autobiography goes. But he saw this kind of little glimmer of evil, glimmer of rascality, as Watts would say, in Jung's eyes, which is, although Jung was a very good sage, and he was he was very much firmly on the good side of that scale. You could see that there was a potentiality for the shadow, the evil in there, and and that's why that Jung very, very, very controversially stated, and this can be and I think a lot of people have misinterpreted this as Nazi sympathism, or it's what do we call it? What do we call it? Is it Nazi? Yeah, is it Nazi sympathizing or something? I'm not sure. Anyway, I forgot the exact phrase. That's not quite the exact phrase, is it? But or being a Nazi sympathizer, I think that's the phrase. Anyway, but he said about Hitler that he was struck to see in a photo of Hitler that behind his eyes he could see, although he had done all these terrible things and he was this terrible dictator, he could see this element of this sage, this very mystical, powerful sage behind his eyes, and that, in a sense, is a generative thing. The sage is this positive thing. So it's very harrowing to see that there's a potentiality for that. There's that behind the eyes of someone who is incredibly evil, but obviously people would interpret that as Nazi sympathising when it simply isn't. It's just stating that essentially good has the potentiality for evil and evil has the potentiality for good, and what lies behind the eyes of a good sage might be evil, and what lies behind the eyes of an evil dictator might be some good in there. And we don't like to think that. We don't like to think that there could be any potential for evil in an incredibly good person, or any potential for good in an evil person, because we like to strict black and white thinking with it. And obviously, although there was the potential for good with Hitler, there was no good really. There was no good in him, and that's the misconception of this kind of Nazi sympathising kind of thing between Jung and people when he was saying he was doing that. He was simply pointing out a psychological fact that we all have these potentialities within us, and some people choose the evil option and some people choose the good option, essentially, but the potentiality for both is always present. It's always present. And that's kind of, it's a really, really weird thing when you look into it. It's really, really weird. Right, I'm gonna put $4.99 on that bad boy. Oh yeah, so we and PS2. So I'm gonna actually Cricket, EA Sports Cricket 2005. I think I'll list these actually. Cricket 2005. But it was a weird article that I read actually. It was I don't know what it was published in, but it was by Jung, and it was weird how he was saying that Hitler belongs to this class of people that could so be construed as mystical medical men. And it's a very, very weird idea, that. Because in the there's lots of sort of tribes that had these mystical medical men who were weird people, but had some sort of mystical insight. And he also said in this article that behind the eyes of Hitler, he could see this person who had some odd mystical insight. But again, of course, he chose to play it out in the negative rather than the positive. Like, for example, Jung had mystical insight, but he chose to play it out in the positive version and being a psychiatrist and helping people. Hitler may have had this. I don't know. I've not read incredibly up on Hitler or anything, but he may have had this mystical insight, like Jung was thinking, and he played it out for negative. And he wanted to. He basically became a divine child, a complete egotist, where essentially he. Where am I looking now? Did I put Scarface on there? Oh no, I didn't put Scarface on there. Scarface. Where essentially, this is why the whole blue eyes, blonde hair thing with Hitler. He was a complete egotist because he's a weird egotist, because he's not a psychological stereotype of the egotist. The egotist, psychologically, would be someone who's quite scared, or quite, especially for a neurotic egotist, in terms of the, why have I not, City soccer, right, we'll put that. Especially for a neurotic egotist, they're very kind of closed off, and they don't want to expose themselves to the world. But whereas Hitler was very, very odd because he was an egotist, but also he didn't have this fear. He had a lot of kind of weird, like, strength in his actions and stuff, which is weird because that isn't really, in one regard, it isn't typical of let's say an egotist, especially when we're talking about a neurotic egotist. They'd be more closed off. They'd be more, I'm afraid of things. But of course, this idea of the divine child in terms of egotism, I want to see the world as my world. I want to see it as the world that I create. And that's all ego. That's all egotism. Delusions of grandeur. And this is why he had this, like, brown, whatever it was, blue eyes, blonde hair thing, and all the rest of it. And he was strict in that way. I want it in this way. It's a divine child. It's a in a way, it's an unacceptance of the fact that power, as Shakespeare quoted, the kind of the idea of the world just fall, all the things that men set their hearts upon in the world, they turn to dust, and all the rest of it, like Shakespeare said. And so obviously Hitler realised that. I'm sure he realised that, but he still didn't. He didn't take the good option. He took the negative option. He's like, I'm still gonna go for power. I know that I'm gonna, even if I succeed in this, I'm gonna die, and then everyone else is gonna die, and my regime will fall at some point. But you know what? I'm still gonna do it anyway, because I'm an evil bloody bastard, and I'm gonna, you know what I mean, like that. That's basically what it is. So he's like, I'm gonna bloody do it anyway, and it's a challenge to himself. I would say more than anything. I would say it was a challenge to himself. How much can I muck up the world? How much can I... Because that's very divine. I mean, to him, in a way, I think actually he was deluded, actually. I think possibly he got to the... Maybe at first he thought, how much can I muck up the world? But then he started believing his own lies. And he started thinking, oh yes, well, actually, I'm not mucking up the world. I'm making it perfect again. And he started believing his own lies in that. But really, I think it starts off with unconscious or conscious, I'm not sure. I think it starts off with this idea of how much can I... Well, I don't know. It might start off... It could actually be different. It could start off with the perfection ideal and end with... it might be that. It starts off with the perfection ideal, with the unconscious actual ideal of mucking up the world. Whereas then it ends with, actually, how far can I muck up the world, you see? And it's weird. You can see this very, very broken psychology, very, very broken, deluded, neurotic personality. I mean, I would say psychotic. I probably should say psychotic, but yeah, I mean, it's like between. It kind of is psychotic, but like it's real destructive nature, and then it just goes into that because he's thinking. I mean, really, towards the end, he's thinking, well, I'm gonna die. I don't need to have any guilt. I mean, of course, I think it's still debated, like, the religion of Hitler. I'm not sure whether people really know exactly. I think he was brought up Catholic or something, but I don't know whether he actually was a Catholic. I think he liked the religion of Japan. I don't know whether he's referring to Shinto or whether he's referring to Zen. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'm pretty sure he didn't like Christianity. Or something. I'm not sure. He didn't like a few... Obviously, he didn't like the Jewish people and all the rest of it, but there was a lot. I think there was a lot of religions he didn't like. But the weird thing is that he was religious or in some capacity, so I could understand it in a way if he was an atheist, because the understanding there, the logic is, oh well, I'm going to die after this. There's no guilt for me because I can kill as many people as I want, because obviously I'm going to die and there won't be any guilt, and it won't have stained anything because everyone else is going to die in the end anyway. And there's your logic for an evil dictator in some regard, but. He was atheist, so there's this weird thing of, well, he's either very, very close to God to be able to have the gumption to be so evil, or he totally has disregarded the commandments now, or any of whatever he believes. I don't think he was the type of person to necessarily... I mean, yeah, he was the type of person to disregard those things, but I don't think it is that conclusion. I think it's the thing that everyone wouldn't want to say, in that he knew. He had mystical insight, like Jung said, and therefore that puts him... I don't want to say close to God, because that then essentially says that he's on a pedestal, and that's not right in the slightest at all, but I mean it in the sense that mystically his knowledge of God was more than the average person, let's say. Because I've got to be careful how I word this, because I don't want to... Obviously, I'm not saying Hitler was a good person or anything. I've obviously quite easily stated there that he was a terrible person. He had a broken psychology, all that sort of stuff. But we can't deny this potentiality for this mystical insight. And then if he had this mystical insight that Jung also was capable of having and had, we could then see how he could then, with that mystical insight, use that as a... what's the word? He could kind of... I don't know what the word is. Excuse. He could use that as an excuse, right, for kind of doing the terrible things he did, because he had a mystical insight. So he knew what this was all about. He knew what the gods, wanted, or what this was all about. He knew all that. And so, with that mystical insight, he could then just, enlightenment or whatever, the glory of the unconceptual, whatever you want to say. He knew, so he's just gonna I'm just gonna tear this crap up, And as I've said, it's broken psychology, it's neurotic, psychotic, whatever. It's the negative counterpart of the positive, the proper function of the positive, let's say. We get people like that. We get people that come along that go down that negative route to some degree, to a small degree, to a lesser degree, or to a larger degree, and that's how it works. And then those people who are on the positive end, the far positive end, the sages, they always try and then keep the balance a little bit. And unfortunately, in most cases, the balance can't be kept without a lot of blood spilt, and that's how it is. And that really can only go back to the fault of the person who accepted to choose bad over good, which therefore it's the fault of Hitler, and the fault of any dictator or person who actually goes down that negative route, that very, very dark route, that being taken over by elements of the unconscious that are the negative counterparts. And all that is really left for us to do is to find a society and to build a society and to build a way of life of which we can limit the amount of those people, because they will come up. It's utopian. It's utopian to say, oh yeah, they're never coming up. They're never coming up. No, bad people do come up. They do come up. It's just a fact of life. But to create a society in which we can limit those negative people who come up. Now, obviously, a lot of people go deep into the unconscious and they see the negative element, just like I have and just like many other people have, and you can go very, very deep into the negative element, but the achievement is going right head on into that negative element, going right down into that negative element, and then flipping the switch and choosing the good over the bad. This is obviously fictional, but it's a very good analogy. So Yoda, in one of the last episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars of Series 6, he went to this island and he had to go through some of these trials to get to become a spirit of the Force, or a Force ghost, which is essentially, it's a kind of an analog for enlightenment in a way, that he's going to be he's going to have permanence. He's going to be, always, he's going to be immortal, right? So he goes to this, and in one of the first trials he gets at is the meeting with his dark side, the shadow, and it's very, very good, very, very, represents this a lot. And so at first Yoda is fighting this shadow, and it's making him weaker. He's trying to fight the bad element. He's really trying to like push it back. He's trying to, and I don't know how the writers have cottoned onto this so well. I mean, it's almost as if they have an idea of Jungian psychology or something. I don't know, but he was fighting it, and then the shadow is being able to beat him, and he beats him down. Then Yoda, what he does is he kind of goes into this very, very quick state of meditation, and he realizes that actually, no, you are a part of me, and I see you now for that. I take ownership. I take responsibility of this evil inside of me, and there's always going to be a present of that inside of me, but I take ownership. And when he says that, and he says afterwards, he says, but I reject you. I will not go down. You may have grounding as a part of me inside of me, but I reject you. And at that moment, he puts his hand out, and suddenly, as this shadow is trying to get closer to him, it slowly just disintegrates away into the wind. And that's exactly what the shadow starts to do when you essentially have accepted it on the other side of actually going deep down into it, of actually going right down into the unconscious, being absolutely terrified, horrified at the potentiality of evil inside yourself, and you're trying to fight it. You're trying to fight. You see this in dreams very clearly. You have fights with apes and gorillas, and in my case, so I've had fights with tigers and wolves. Wolves is a big one as well. Things like that. And and anything that's generally black, you have all these things are black as well, because that's the yin, the Chinese, the yin, the dark energy, the unconsciousness, the unknown, and that's the shadow. And so you have all these fights for it, and it's horrible. But then you come out of it, and you've integrated it. You've integrated that evil with you, with your conscious personality. And, of course, you have the potentiality for evil. You have subtle hints of evil every now and then. But you've accepted the real evil inside of you. And you will never, ever, ever, and there can be no fear of this, you'll never be as evil as one of those dictators or anything like that, because you've got to that profound acceptance. But what happens in the case of other people who don't accept it is it grows inside of them, it talks to them, and it lures them, and it grows, and it takes them over, and they become psychotic, and they start projecting on other people. Why has this happened to me? Why is my life this way? Well, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take charge. I'm going to make people pay, all that sort of stuff. And then the psychological development goes off, and they're in the world of delusion and shadow projection and a lot of stuff. And in reality, actual way this works with people throughout life is they make mistakes and they do go back into the shadow a bit. I've done this. I've made mistakes. I've gone back into the shadow. I go back into the shadow far too much. But you know, you go back into it a little bit, and then you have to be very, very careful. It's like a little dance. It's like a little dance. You just have to be, you know, you have to be careful, but you're never gonna go to the real extent of it. If you've accepted it in its completion, you're never going to go to the real extent of it because you're aware of it, you're consciously aware of it. But you might dip back in a little bit, and you might make a few mistakes here and there, and you might be overly aggressive every now and then, like we see some people are. Even the great sages. You know, some of the great sages, sometimes they're a little bit overly aggressive, or sometimes they may make a mistake in terms of their language, or their this, or their that, whatever. But that's you know, here and there really in terms of actual generative acceptance of the shadow in its completion, and what the real evil of it. And yeah, it's a weird one. So for me, really, at the moment, I'm in this period of it's a weird one. It's kind of this little balance, as I mentioned, this kind of in, out. I'm in this kind of stage here, and I'm like, you know, sometimes recently, sometimes over the past few months, I've dipped into the shadow a little bit too much. And for me, I have a larger shadow anyway than a lot of people. Not, you know, there's many people who have a larger shadow still than me, but I do have quite a large shadow, so I have to be careful of that. And sometimes I make a mistake, and sometimes I go a bit further back into that shadow. So I always have to remain conscious of it, and I'll make mistakes in the future with going back into the shadow. I know I will. But as long as I remain conscious of the fact that it's a mistake and that I rectify that mistake, then we're cool, we're fine, we're there. But yeah, it's a dangerous, the unconscious and the shadow and all that is very, very, it's scary. It is scary. Right, I'm going to go down and then I'll do some photography. Let's have a check in the chat as well. Right, 449. Should I put 449 on there? I'm going to put 399 on. I am in love with you so much. I need you to be mine. Right, and postage. I just specify. Oh, blooming hell. What? Bloody bugger. Right, okay. Right, we're done. Let's go back onto the chat. I'm sure there's some fruity chat in there today. After my ramble then. Oh, hang on. Oh, 95 out of 100. Oh, that's cool. Right, okay, let me go. Black Bull Domination. Ooh, oh yeah, I'll Google that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will Google that. I reckon that's right up my street. Oh no! Oh no! Oh god damn it! I thought you were on it. Oh no! What? It's a bloody porn site. I thought it was to do with the shadow. I thought you've given me a right one there. You've given me a right one there. Right? Okay, you can. Should I ban? Oh god, I have to ban now. I'm gonna ban. How do I even hide user on this channel? Okay, cool. That user. Right, hidden. I'm not doing that. I'm not having people say that I need to go on porn sites and stuff. Bloody hell. Right, okay. Your most popular video, how to easily identify sterling silver, is on 19k. Yep, and is there anything else to that? I know, yeah, it's on 19k. I'm happy with that, but I don't know if there's anything else to that. Anyway, so that was the Reseller Kid. The Reseller Kid is, I walk into the problem with Hitler. Well, yeah, I know. Well, there's many problems with Hitler. God, you could literally talk for a lifetime. You literally could talk for the lifetime on the problems with Hitler. You could go through every aspect, every experience of his life, and you could say, well, this was a problem because it led him to think in this way, and that then led to this, and that then led, a causal chain, essentially. So, yeah. Hi, make sure everyone joins my quiz. Oh, right, you're doing a quiz tomorrow. Nice. I need new stock. Only have 31 listings now. Most are high-value bundles. I haven't sold much at the minute. 1 to 3 items a day. Not too bad, I suppose, as I only have around 50 listings. Yeah, so you have 1 to... Yeah, that isn't bad at all, actually. 1 to 3 items a day on 50 listings is pretty good, yeah. Because that's... well, let's say let's go on the middle of that, 30 days. Well, that's over 100% sell-through in a month, so you're doing very good there. That might not be kept up completely as you start to grow. Your sell-through might come down a little bit, but that is actually really good. So you're doing well there. Right then, let me... Stream Loots Creator. Nice. Card suggestions. Oh, no one's good. No one's done a cards yet. Dashboard. Brilliant. You need 2 more users to buy packs to complete this achievement. Alright, cool. 144 out of 250 cards. Oh, I'm never going to get that. Jeez. Right, I'm going to do some photography, so entertain yourselves for a minute. Sorry, Dan's put in the chat. Do you use Facebook Marketplace much? I don't. I've never used Facebook Marketplace. It's just not been my kind of scene with things like. I think that it's possibly very well. I suppose it's very good for buying and selling, really. But I was gonna say it's better for selling, but I don't know. Maybe it's actually better for buying. I'd say I'm not really. I've been on it, but I've not actually been on it to buy or sell. I've just been on it browsing and things like that. So I don't know. But no, it's definitely a good place. It's definitely a good place to have a look. You haven't lived if you haven't lost. There you go. You haven't lived if you haven't lost. Right, okay, I'm going to do the photography now. I'll be back in a minute. If anyone else pops in, just say I'm gone to do photography. Got to get me lunch in a bit as well, so I'll sign off in a minute. Pay a little love for what you do. You better shape up, up, up. Where the hell am I? Better shape up, up, up. Way, burn the sand. God damn it! I've lost my Lego. I've lost my Lego. Ridiculous. Right, I'll have to get my Lego. I don't understand. I had a big box of Legos, and I don't know where it's gone. I don't know where it's gone at all. I'm going to check in the other room anyway, but I don't know where it's gone. Oh, bloody hell. done a couple of photos so far. Ah, yes, window. I don't know. I don't know whether you're referring to the window. Yeah, but I wasn't here. Yeah, so I've just done a couple of photos. I can't find that box of Lego. Yeah. I don't know where it is. There was a box of Lego somewhere. And, yeah. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know whether it's under my bed or something. It might be under my bed, but I'm just going to do another couple of photos anyway, and then I'll be back with you. I know I should have done my photos beforehand, but I didn't really plan on doing a stream. It's a bit spontaneous, this one. So then, I'll be back in a sec. Do you know where that box of Lego is? You know that, well, that bag of Lego? You know that with the steel? Yeah, I should be able to get it up, yeah.
And Grandad would like to be able to take it, or whatever, you know.
Well, I can't do that and be round there.
You can't.
Well, possibly, yeah. I wanted to go round there, really, but...
Yeah. Today, and then it wasn't a last minute thing then.
Right, so I've done a few photos. I'm good. The Lego is under my bed apparently, so I need to go under it. Whoa. Brilliant. Right, what else have we got? Oh, this is what I was looking for. Oh, is that? Oh, bloody hell, I've been putting. Right, let's have a look at this bad boy. I looked really weird then. I looked really flabby the way my shirt was dangling. Right then. Let me go back onto my live. Here we go. I thought of a terrible idea. I'm not going to say it. Okay. Fair enough. Right then. I need to have a look at what these are worth actually. These advent calendars. So I got these last year. Lego Harry Potter advent calendars. I'm not going to sell these yet anyway because I'll just, when I come back at Christmas, I'll say come back. I might still be here at Christmas, depending on whether I'm actually going to university, like actually going to the university, or staying here. So yeah, 25.99. I don't even know what I got these for. I think it was a 15 quid I got them for. I think it was 15 quid, yeah. That's still pretty good though, but considering it's just the middle of the year, and some people are getting, how much are we getting here? Oh, one person got, oh no, that's pre-owned. Brand new, 23 plus post, 25 plus post, brand new. 25 free, post, 26. 25, 25, 25. Yeah, so 20. Oh my god, that's cool. 27 quid plus post, 30 quid all in for that one. So come Christmas, maybe we might go up to 35. I'd be happy with 35 if you could do 35. If you could do 35, that'd be good. You never know. We might go 40, but I don't know. Not 100%. I mean, 1 year out, really, for that. I don't know, but yeah, if it might go up to 40. So yeah, that's all right. I'm happy with them. I'll just leave them. I think I've got about 7 or 8 of them. I think I had, but it's some more under the bed. Actually. So I'll leave. Actually, I'll leave them in there. I want to sell another one of them. There's another couple of the advent calendars there. And these have got this one. These ones have damaged stock, which is not brilliant. But I want to check how much is. I think these are still on Lego Shop at Home if I remember rightly, but I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Gonna get a drink in a minute. Actually, I'm bloody parched because of all that talking. 9. Actually, let me flip you around. 17.95 on these. Yeah, I don't know about 23.99. 1st of June, sold today. Sold yesterday. It's for 2nd today. I might sell one of them. I might sell one. I think I got these for around 9 quid. If I could get 20 odd quid from them, I mean that one there went for 21 plus post. Yeah, I might have one of them. Probably just do one. Leave the rest of them. I want to get a bit of money out of a couple of them, really, you know. I don't know if there's any more under the bed. I don't think so. How long have we been going? 3 hours! You are joking. You are joking. We've not been going 3 hours. 3 hours. How have we been going 3 hours? God, did I start at 10? I think I started that early. Anyway, right, so I'll get them out. Bloody hell, I've done 4 or 5 listings in 3 hours. Wow, that's incredible. That is incredible. Oh my god. Ah, hang on. Hang on. That was going. They won't go in, will they? Now, wonder. Maybe I can get away with putting that one on there. Nope, maybe. Nope. No. Will I? Will I not? That'll do, that'll do. That'll do. Oh, God. Yeah. Do. Multiplying. Oh. God, I was parched then. Whew. Right. I need to go. Where am I? Yeah, I'm doing that. Losing control for the power. I need to read my unread messages. So I'll do some eBay messages. I thought I would have put that on the someone asking what the size is. Yeah, I thought I would have put that. Yeah, it's already on there. 19 centimeters. No, 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 not... Oh, I nearly clicked off it. Ah, God, that's good. You better understand. No, ended. Okay, cool. What's that? Was that payment received? Weird. I keep getting these weird notifications on my phone, and I already sorted that, didn't I? Oh, I can do that. Yeah. Hang on. One code, two places have been closed. Weird, right. See details. That's that done. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what I was saying then. Yeah, it's just gone. I do not know what I was saying. I have a feeling it was somewhat, well, not important, but just something it would have been nice to say, but such is life. 10 centimetre ones, I think they are. Check on here. 10 centimetre. Yeah, they're 10 centimetre. I don't know about everyone else, but I have been getting a ton of messages recently. Just been getting absolutely loads of messages. People obviously were in, and I think I already sent them out, right? I think I've sent them out. Obviously they're in, so everyone's messaging about items and stuff. But God, every time I check messages, there's loads. Oh yeah, I can. Wow. Just had an egg and bacon sarnies. Just found a white chocolate Magnum ice cream lolly. To be rude not to have it on a day like this. I know, it's crazy. I really like the white chocolate ones. To be honest, I like the milk chocolate ones, but I don't really have them that much anymore, but I don't really have ice creams, to be honest. I think the last ice cream I had was a few months ago, but it was like a choc ice or something, but no, when I ate a lot more ice cream, I used to love the. What am I trying to do now? I'm trying to do this multitasking thing again of talking and doing stuff. Yeah, but when I did used to love the white ones. Right, I need to go. See, is it see all the details? Is that right? There it is. Cool. Oh, please try again. Something went wrong. Oh, come on. Oh, you are joking. I'm just going to go on it the other way. No, I'm just going to go on it. Hmm. Oh, it's lovely and tart. Lovely and sweet. Right. I don't know what I'm going on here. Right, let me check here. Need to know what the order date was. 14th of May. 14th of May. 14th of May is my way. 14th of May every day. Oh God, bloody hell. That'll make you burp. 14th of May I got paid on the 14th of May. No, it's not showing it on there. Damn it, where? Oh, there. Yes, it is. Will it not? Does it not show that? Maybe if I send them a request. No, can't find. Damn it. Damn it. That's really weird. You used to be able to find it fairly easily. Right, I have to do that. I don't know when. Do 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 do. I have to message you back actually and say about it. No, it's not there. Not there. Right, it's nearly all my messages answered. Nearly. Oh, do 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 do. Everybody. Right, so that's that done. Need to go in the other room now and do a few more photos, and then I think I will get off. Because I've been on for 3.5 hours, which I didn't realise I had been on. That's mental. And do. Actually, I just need to check. Oh, I didn't delete them off. Brilliant. Right, I need to do that. Delete them off there. Right, I'll do some photography. And then I'll get off. I need to get some lunch actually. Do. Right, I've now done about 11 or 12 photos, which is cool. So I'm happy with that. I need to write a list down. I've not even wrote a list down today. I need to know what else I've got to do. Oh, excuse me. Right, so, done. Well, I'll write listing down, not to say I've done it though. Stream. I did some photography. Need to write down walking and reading. Don't think I'm going to do any packing today, so that's not an issue. I need to sort my crypto out. I think I've got quite a good bit of passive income actually from my crypto recently, so that's pretty cool. I wanted to do that banknote thing. I should. I'll write down editing as well. I've not done editing in a number of days, so I might do editing. There's probably a few other things I need to do. I don't know. Oh, that's what I need to do. Do my re-lists and my promoting and stuff. And send offers to watchers. Do that all in a minute after I've ended the stream. I'll go and get some lunch now, because it's well beyond my lunchtime. Normally I have lunch about 12:30, so it's well beyond my lunchtime today. Right, I've done all my messages, so that's good. That's a good. Oh yeah, offers and messages, and tick that off. But yeah, I better have right, what can I actually tick off on it? I've done the stream. Well, I will have done it in a sec. I've done my photography. That's good. Yeah. Funnily enough, I've still got a lot to do. Well, actually, the relist, promoting, and send offers to watchers don't take 10 minutes. Well, maybe take 10-20 minutes. The editing will take 45 minutes, maybe. Crypto stuff won't take too long. I've got to do my reading. I've got to fit some reading in. Go for a walk as well, and I might get a bit more listing done. So yeah, I think still got quite a bit to do. So anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining me, if you did join me. And I don't know whether the concurrent viewers thing is working correctly again, because I don't know. Let me just go live. Let me just see if we've got more than 8 watching, or whether we've. Yeah, we've got 10 watching. 10 watching live there. But then on my YouTube studio it says 9. I honestly don't know what's going on with it. I really haven't a clue. But anyway, thank you very much for watching if you did join me. Thank you very much to everyone who played Adz cards and all the rest of it. I will be getting that Manuka honey very, very soon from Shazad. In fact, we could do a little parcel opening on Thursday Talks. Whether that will be this week or next week, I'm not certain. But we'll do a. Well, if I don't open the parcel by mistake and thinking it's something else than what it is, and then I've ended up opening it. But we'll probably do a parcel opening on either this Thursday or next Thursday, depending on whether Shazad sends it me this in time for this Thursday or next Thursday. I don't think so. I don't think it'll come in time for this Thursday. I mean, it's Tuesday now. Tuesday now. So yeah, we'll do that anyway when it comes, which is cool. And yeah, thanks for everyone for joining me, and I will see you very soon. So see you very soon, guys.